that should do what I wanted to do. And now I gotta go. Yep, that looked like it worked.
It's so cute. Oh,
there we go. Oh ho! That wasn't what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. And I want to go here, and I want to go.
ah.
There we go. And we're live.
A fancy card.
Yippee!
Oh, we're live. That's so
Yippee.
crazy.
Everybody celebratory fanfare.
Wow.
That's the wrong.
Everybody clap.
That's the wrong channel for that. I'm the only person who uses that channel. It's
We
really
did it,
funny.
guys.
Where else do I want to put this? I may have a good place to send it there. I need to talk to them about that. This counts. It's going in there.
Really good video.
Cool. There we go. Yeah. Welcome. Okay. Hey, everybody. It's podcast time. My mic got knocked down at some point. No one said anything to me at all about me being quiet.
The thing is, on Discord, I can just change your audio level.
That's true.
So,
Yeah,
like,
that's
I didn't
true.
even, like, think about it.
But you couldn't see it in my webcam. You should have known. You should have known.
See.
Shame on you. But welcome,
you think
everybody.
you staring at webcams the whole time?
Why is Mason
Start podcasting.
Why is Mason webcam? There we go. Oh, I know why. That's really funny, actually. Why that was wrong. But yeah, welcome everybody. It is we're the Saber Slate podcast. We talk about anime, particularly the winter season, which has started. It started. In fact, it started a bit. We actually aren't that behind on our shows. We're actually mainly one episode behind on most things, with the exception of Fate.
Yeah.
I think one of our other shows has a couple of episodes out, or maybe two of them do. But most of our stuff we're actually like right on release for it.
If we were trying to be on point, we would have fucking polar opposites. Gets its episodes on Sundays.
Yeah, it's
So-
literally like
We are exactly 1 week behind it.
yeah, which is rad. But so we'll be talking about 11 shows. We got 11 of those. Each of us has 2 shows, and Austin has a third one. Because he refuses to relinquish the wheel to us. He owns it. Like he made like a soul pact. I don't know, dude. There's something we got to talk about
is
that
this
later.
Austin's-
Three in a row is
Hey,
not a
guys.
coincidence. That's all I'm saying.
Did we have a season with Austin when he took a break, or is this him first being back because we didn't have last season?
Austin was here last season.
No. We took the break last season.
Yeah, we took it to
But
break last
but
season.
we still picked the shows, and I still rolled the wheel.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but like, were you on the season before that, or
Yes.
is it like the?
He
that
was.
your- Okay.
Yeah.
Because the season before that we did the car podcast, and that would have been really funny
That's
to do if
right.
Austin wasn't a part of the podcast. That would have been insane
That's
to have
true.
done if
Yeah,
we just had Austin there. We
It
had
been
two.
pretty funny.
We had 2 extra guests for that season who weren't on our podcast. That would have been crazy.
That's true.
But yeah, so we each have 2 shows. Austin has 3. We're gonna talk about episodes 1 through 3 for all of them except for Fate because it's special. We're talking about episodes 0 through 2. I sure hope no one fucked
We
that
didn't want to
up.
watch that shit more than that because
Well,
there's a lot of anime. We got
Zero's-
a lot of anime.
Episode 0 is also an hour long. I was told
The
by
only
friend of
hour-long episode we watched.
correct.
Right.
I was told by friend of podcast and friend of me, Painless, that yeah, you need to watch episode 0. Don't you dare fucking not do that. Only to find out one of his friends hadn't watched it yet, and it's currently caught up. And he was like, "Oh, I should probably go watch that, I guess." I cannot imagine watching that show
Again,
without
that would be
that.
really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
they
literally
gotta
makes
start
saying
saying
stuff.
context.
It already maybe doesn't. But nonetheless, so a thing we do when we watch these shows is after we've watched all of the shows for the week, we have a power ranking. And so I have that ready for us. But this is your reminder right now before we get into it. There's going to be spoilers and there's going to be harsh languages. Many of them. But yeah, so we're gonna dive probably right in just because we expect this to be a long episode and we already fucked around like for half an hour while I was doing layout. Because I'm bad at my job and we like to have fun.
No, you're awesome.
So how this power ranking works is that any show that
That's a
is
sick peak.
any show that is only on one person's spot in each of its quadrant. We have a top 3, a middle, and a bottom. If a person has it in that spot but nobody else does, it gets bolded. Congrats, Austin. It's just you this week. You're the only one with bolds this week. But yeah, go ahead, take in that power ranking. We got a fun list of shows. It was really great to have the 3 power rankings that get sent to me in messages get sent to me, and I see the first line of everybody's message to me, and I go, yes, yeah, that feels good. that feels good.
I posted some good screen grabs from this week. There's some
I
really
will-
That
good
is
ones.
an absolutely fair thing to say.
I
Well,
wouldn't
crazy.
do
I'm
it.
happy about seeing you two with mine. So
Hey, we'll
I
talk
debate
about
on putting
it.
Jordan with Witch up
We'll
there, but
we'll talk about it. But yeah, we're gonna just get ready to dive on into this. Which means Michael, you are
Yeah,
gonna
talking about
you're gonna be
Fate,
first.
Strange Fake, the one that's the funny 0 to 2. Yeah, so Fate, it's a Fate story. You got 7
That's it.
masters and
That's
7
the
servants.
explanation.
Except actually, they set up in this one. There's supposed to be only 6 masters and 6 servants because Saber's kind of like cheating because Saber's busted. Except Saber decides he doesn't care and shows up anyway. Because this story is silly. Episode 0 of this. So like the main character of this is Ayaka Saggio. She is somehow in some way connected to the Einsburn family, which is a family that's super important in other Fate stuff.
Like
we don't have to worry
literally
about them right
almost
now.
all of the other Fate stuff.
Yeah, they are a very important family name. They make chimeras, casual Fate shenanigans. And she summons Saber. And as of now, we do not know who the identity of the Saber is. All we know is that this isn't Arturia Pendragon. Because this is a dude, not a woman. This is not Arturia.
Ooh, this Fate stinks.
Yeah.
like,
But episode
Great.
0, being an hour-long episode, its purpose is to essentially set up every other character. So we get to see Gilgamesh, because it can't be Fate without Gilgamesh. And we get to see Enkidu, Gilgamesh's best friend, or something. I haven't read the Epic of Gilgamesh before. I just know Enkidu's important.
Side note,
One of
by
our
the way,
masters is a dog.
It was so funny being in a call with John today and watching him start Faye, pull it up and see Gilgamesh in the banner and go, God damn it, this motherfucker's here again.
Guy again,
Yeah,
bro?
it's
Always.
Gilgamesh is back,
Bro,
baby. The hero
Bro,
King
so
Gilgamesh.
funny.
There's so many historical figures across history. You can't find another fucking overpowered motherfucker. It has to be the same guy every time as this cocky son
Yeah,
of a bitch.
Gilgamesh is just so awesome and cool.
Yeah,
I-
he's
they literally
sick.
said, yeah, we used the budget on the thing where he makes the wall of swords, and it's really, really cool. We just want to use it again. And
Mhm.
that's like, Sheen, this is the 11th time you brought this in for show and tell.
And it's been cinema all 11 times.
Absolute.
It
shit.
fucking looks beautiful this episode.
It does.
Yeah.
Still bullshit. Hate
It's
him.
essentially kind of the whole shtick of this one is that, hence the name Strange Fake, this is what they're calling a fake war. The reasoning for that, we're only kind of half sure about what the fuck that means.
Well, one, it's in America.
Part of it's because this isn't happening in Japan. Yeah, it's happening in America, in the fictional town of Snowfield. I think it's fictional. I
in
don't
the
think
real-
Snowfield, America actually
the
exists. but it might.
fictional town of Snowfield in the real state of Nevada. let's get that out of the way. It's a fictional town
Yeah.
they made up in a real state.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go into all like the crazy shit, but like, our main cast seems to be, we got Ayaka. We have this golden retriever, stupid little shithead boy, and I love him, named Flatus Gardos, who gets the berserker serpent Jack the Ripper, which is awesome because their version of Jack the Ripper doesn't have a like physical form because he's known only as the namesake Jack the Ripper, which is a really sick take on Jack the Ripper. Yeah, Flat is the silliest boy that has ever silly boyed. He's also cracked. He is ridiculously good at magic. Why? I don't know. We have our guy Orlando Reeve. He's like kind of our main antagonistic force at the moment. He is the leader of the police force. He is the master of Caster. We do not know who Castor is. We do know Castor is an author of some type, which gives us no hints as to who Castor is. He makes forgeries, maybe.
Yeah,
We
I really
Think-
wish my knowledge of well-known authors who are known for plagiarism was better, but it's really not. And like this feels like it should be an easy pull for me, but it's really not. I have not pieced this one
can't
yet.
remember. Yeah. He's also like the world's biggest playboy. He's a bit of a tool, which
He's
also
the
helps not
worst.
at all. Yeah. But yeah. It's hard to even talk about this fucking show. But yeah, Saber is the stupid. Saber, like Flat, is also stupid. He shows up and immediately blows up an opera house, yelling Excalibur, which is weird because that's King Arthur's sword. What do you mean this boy has Excalibur? Excalibur, I'm pretty sure in our third legend, isn't handed down from person to person. That's not a thing that happens. That's Arthur's sword. So why does he have it? I don't know. And also, I'm not gonna think that the opening for the show also shows a lot of really funny things that are minor spoilers. Maybe there's gonna be 8 servants in this war. Anyway, this show's really fun. This cast has been really sick so far. They're all really fun to just watch. Like Flat being a dickhead and Lord Elmaloy being mad that Flat is being a dickhead is funny every time they are existing on screen. Gilgamesh is Gilgamesh. He fucking runs the show anytime he's on screen. He's awesome. Ayek is a super neat protagonist so far. She is this like she seemingly isn't a person who has the ability to use Magecraft, maybe. Like she doesn't have proper command seals. She has tattoos that look like them that like maybe became command seals. We don't fucking know. The real thing with the show is we don't fucking know so far. The show's been really pretty and these characters have been really fun to interact with. That's all we fucking know about this show. 10 out of 10. It's cinema.
This will be an easier show to talk about next week. When like
Maybe.
we can like give a much better recap of like the actual episode. Like 3 episodes of this, one of which being an hour long, is very difficult to like try to surmise.
In episode 0, we see the summoning of 4 different servants, I'm pretty sure. Because we watch
Yeah.
Gills, we see Assassin, we see Enkidu. We see the aftermath of Saber. There isn't really much of a summoning of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
He just kind of appears in front of him because again, Flat is stupid. He
There's-
does stupid things.
There's an argument we depending on what this shadow thing is that is haunting this poor girl at a hospital, there's an argument that might count, but I'm not sure. I don't know if we're allowed to count that as
But the opening and ending have given us a visual for another servant,
yes.
so we know what Ryder looks like, and that's not what Ryder looks like.
We do some wild things in these
We do.
episodes.
Yeah, we do some
I-
stupid shit. And I am so down to see where this starts going. I've been enjoying these characters and the idea of this war so far.
I have fun with the American version of the church, like, oh no. We don't disappear people. We take them out in the woods and give them a firing squad. Because this happens at least twice in these 3 episodes.
Well, it's not the
By
church.
the same guy.
It's not the church doing it, right?
Or
He's-
it's the order.
yeah, because the church
Yeah,
instead just
Valdeus
has
isn't part of the church.
the church has a squad that they're rolling out, which have started to
Yeah.
appear in episode 3. We also get
Yeah,
confirmation,
Hansa Cervantes, our church mediator,
Yeah.
is introduced in episode 2.
and he ain't fucking around.
maybe in 1.
Maybe. He's shown at the end of 2, and we get him interacting with people in 3. Like he talks to Gilgamesh in a
Yeah, in the
casino,
third one, yeah.
and then he fucking fucks around the police station because that's where everything happens in episode 3.
Mhm.
This assassin's rad as fuck. Also, no idea what this is from a mythology poll. It seems to be
Yeah.
local. It seems like it's a Nevada thing, maybe. They or loot
Yeah,
maybe.
this might be because Yeah, because like a major contention is the master of Gilgamesh, the girl Tina Chelk, isn't a mage, but she's able to kind of pull on the inherent magical energy of the location of Snowfield because she is a descendant of this like tribe of indigenous people that have always had this innate like power to be in tune with Snowfield or something. So like shit's silly.
Bullshit.
Yeah, so it's entirely possible Assassin is someone of this lineage of people.
It is absolutely insane to be given a fight in episode 0 between Enkidu and Gilgamesh. That's not that's
Yeah.
wild.
that is the ceiling. They
Hit
just
the
throw
ceiling, and
looks
then
at
we
each
get.
other.
And then it was like, yeah, good enough for the end of the episode.
Imagine
We
skipping
gotta-
episode
we gotta-
0.
We gotta clean everything.
Right?
You just skip episode 0 and you're like, why did Gilgamesh have this weird relationship with this person? Guy girl
This lolly?
person? Well, look, man, I
Again,
don't
feel
know
like this
how
would make more sense if any
Enkidu.
of us had actually read the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Don't
but
worry
I
about that. I don't know anything about how this show is portraying Enkidu. But regardless of Enkidu's gender, that shit was gay.
Yeah.
That's the gayest I've seen Gilgamesh.
He's like, now hold up, my boy is here. I gotta go say hi.
We gotta go kill each other brutally.
I feel like there have definitely been gayer interpretations of Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh just opens a
Not
wall
that-
of dildos.
Not that I've seen. That was crazy. No, dude, Flat is also like insane. Like he like in both his powers, like in both apparently his ceiling for how strong of a mage he is, and also just mentally, he's fucking bonkers, dude. I'm not ready for this boy. For this he's by far my
imagine
favorite
growing
part
up-
of this show.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
growing up and just worshipping like the fucking Hunger Games? Like, yeah, I would love to go into a death trap.
I
There's-
love Lord Elmaloy too, being like, "No, dude, this shit sucks," and he's like, "No, this sounds fun. What are you talking about?"
What do you mean he went to America? What the fuck do you mean he went to
What
it?
do you
That
mean?
wasn't real. I didn't give him a real thing. What do you mean he summoned something? It wasn't real. You could say it was fake. I don't think any of
You could
these
say it was
I don't think
Fate.
none of these summonings have gone properly. I don't think a single one of these has happened the right way. What we don't know about Castor.
We don't know about Castor, and
I guess Assassins was
We don't
technically
know about-
right.
it was right. She just killed everyone immediately upon summoning.
And if the dude wasn't a vampire,
Yeah, and then Jester Karchur, he just comes in and is silly.
immense aura that man has.
So, like, what if Light Yagami at the end of Death Note, like, actually was how he thought he was?
Yeah. That he moves like he is constantly in an AMV.
Right.
That man getting up and opening up unbuttoning his shirt, grabbing a hole in his chest, and spinning his chest to insert a new heart into the spot where his heart's supposed to be is crazy for a man to just
Yeah.
JK shit, bro.
I also really
That
got,
worked.
I really got the cops said here we have a
That'll work.
squad of people so that we can have a bunch of people get their shit kicked in by the heroes before the fight has to happen.
I don't want to spend entirety of February.
Well, yeah, because the rest of the squad is actually a noble phantasm, turns out.
'Cause I'm so down. It sounds
Yeah,
great.
fuck it, dude.
And if you don't end up doing it,
So the problem, the reason this show can't be higher is because there's too much bullshit. Is because it requires
Yeah.
too much brain power to try to fully comprehend right now. So it gets knocked just a little for me.
That's fair.
That's how I handled it. I was like, this show looks great. I like the characters. It's intriguing. There's lots of guns. But like, dude, I don't know what we're doing yet, so I have to temper you a little bit, right?
Like, I enjoy this show. It's just, it's more spectacle than anything. And like,
It is fate. It is indeed fate.
It is indeed.
yeah, like it's a ufotable show. Like I know what I'm getting with this. It's not gonna we're not reinventing the wheel or anything, but it's gonna look real fucking pretty.
Fate's like the ultimate show that just goes, hey man, remember that thing we just did? What if we did it again? But with like, we're gonna tweak a couple things, and they just like change a couple of the different characters,
Copying my homework from my brother last year. You
and,
know?
and then in the end, what Gilgamesh is still there, and they just forgot to like copy him into something different.
But
Like I said, it's fate. We got what we expected with fate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
got this-
still stand by it was an okay choice to pick this because even if we had seen
Yeah,
all
it's
the
fine.
fates, I don't think it would matter. I think we might be a little wiser, but I
Yeah.
don't think it would matter. Like I've seen most of Zero.
It's also
I've seen one fate.
also
I watched
like
Fate Stay Night and
yeah.
UBW.
It's also like extremely like self-contained regardless
Yeah.
and not impacted by the other fates at all.
So far.
So
There's a
far,
couple. There's a
as far as
couple.
we know.
Yeah, like
There's a couple of
there
things,
have been
but-
mentions of the
Yeah,
other
Brenda
wars
and-
existing, but the only war that's been mentioned by name is one we have never gotten an actual adaptation of.
Yeah.
The third Grail War, we know it happened, and we know bad things happened during it. We know it was
It's
another
bad.
failed
We
war,
don't
'cause-
talk about
'cause
Third Grail
n-
War.
these Grail Wars never have endings that are like actually someone winning and getting the Grail and getting a wish. That never happens. Shit's fucked.
The third Grill War was actually just Fight Club.
It damn well could have been actually.
The Third Grail War is actually just super chill. We just don't talk about it because it's boring.
Shout out to the man with a mission Sawano opening. Thanks. Love it.
Yeah.
Keep giving me that. I
W.
really appreciate it.
Also, Sawano soundtrack just like throughout the show.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
episode 0 when they introduce Clan Calatine, the track that plays there is sick.
That entire fight sequence in episode 3 is incredible. God. All of it the entire time.
2.
2. Yeah, sorry, thank you.
You've been saying 3, but like
Yeah.
I know you've meant 2. You meant the third episode.
That we watched, yeah, the third one we watched.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the fact that this is a fight where we have a character throwing around a noble phantasm constantly fighting 12 other people or whatever, throwing around more noble phantasms is ridiculous when you think about what noble phantasms meant in the previous Fate
It's
stories.
supposed to be, yeah.
A noble phantasm is when Archer
ult
in
that
fucking
you don't use
Yeah,
Archer in
it's your
Stay
ult.
Night
You're not
teleports you
supposed to
into the
use it.
fucking unlimited blade works. Like
You get one.
It's just a final
It's
smash
when
now.
Arturia
It's
shoots
just
a
a final
laser.
smash.
Yeah, like everyone has like 6 smash orbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. It's the game mode where after you use it, it just comes right back to you.
Item high is
Yeah.
only smash.
Do you have other thoughts about Fate?
Basically.
No.
No, it's a definitely fun show to watch right now.
Well, let's get into I don't know if fun's the right word for this show. But we're
it's a great-
certainly
I
gonna
mean,
have more of a
I have fun
conversation.
watching
I
it.
do have fun watching it. It certainly isn't a fun time for
glad I'm not-
anybody else.
I'm glad I'm not in the show.
John,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sentence to be a hero.
Oh, okay, so this is Sentence to be Hero, and we follow our main hero, Xylo Forbaz. He has been sentenced to be Hero X. And effectively what it means is that if you are a like dishonored like veteran, basically, or like a violent criminal, you are branded to be what is called a hero, which is just basically a like unlimited frontline soldier that they just keep reviving over and over to go fight in the front lines. And if you don't obey their commands, they'll blow off your head and then revive you and make you do it again anyways. But as you keep getting revived more and more, you lose more and more of your memories afterwards and start to slowly go insane. And so it follows Xylo, who's trying to save like this army from are they demons or what is it called again?
Demon lords,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And demons.
Yeah, demon lords.
Demon
Or
Lord,
fairies. They're fairies, technically, is what they call them.
Well, demon lords spawn
The fairies.
fairies.
Yeah.
Demon
which are,
Lord
like the main.
controlling the fairies.
Yeah.
But So we basically have Xylo, and he's being followed by Dota, who's kind of like a scout. And Xylo's just like, he's throwing these magic explosive knives and stuff. And Dota escapes off and scampers off and steals something from the caravan, which we're not supposed to do, but he does anyways because he just can't have enough of that shiny stuff, even though he's already a healer and gotten murdered. And he happens to steal this big case. He's just drawn to for some reason. And they fight, they clear out the mobs. Some guards are dead and stuff, and they open it up and they're like, "Brother, this is a coffin. There better not be inside there what I think's inside there." And so they open the coffin, and it is what is called a
goddess.
what are they called again? A goddess. And Xylo, based off his story going later, goes, "No, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not using no goddess. We're leaving it here. We're leaving." And Terida is the goddess that awakens out of it and says, "No, you're my knight. You're my guy. You're my ride or die.
She imprints on
I'll go with
Xylo.
you." And Xylo goes, "No," and then she goes into fight, and she goes, "I'm coming too. You need my help. I'm the goddess. I'm the best. I want head pets. I'm going to give you my help." And he goes, "No," and then keeps running away. Calamity ensues, not hilarity, calamity. And he runs into a group led by Captain Kivia, I believe, who was like holding up against this demon lord. And they're losing because they are underprepared and should be retreating. And they were ordered to retreat, and she went, "Nah, I want the glory." And he went, "Are you fucking stupid? You're going to get me killed." Because his whole job was to facilitate this retreat. And so instead, they end up killing this demon lord because he decides to make a contract with Terida, and they kill this demon lord. They get reprimanded for doing something they're not supposed to, which is killing the demon lord, which is a good thing, but it's a bad thing, so we didn't tell you to do it. And so now he's bound to her and gets sent to the mines basically afterwards, where they're trying to rescue these. They're trying to like. There's another demon lord inside the mines they're trying to kill, but they learned that some of the humans are getting turned into fairies, and not just like these monsters and like trolls and stuff, but the fairies as well, or the humans as well are turning into fairies. And then there's some more down stuck in the mine shaft that are still alive. So Xylo, being a goody two shoes that he is, decides to go by himself. To which he's joined by a slightly crazed hero named Tatsuya, who's kind of sick with an axe. And then you have what did he refer to himself as? Like His Highness Norgal or something like that.
Oh, Norgal. Yeah, Norgal believes that he is the king of the realm.
And it's not that he's insane from being revived. He just physically believes he's the king of the realm based off of who he is and how good he is at making like runes, basically. And so they go to these mines and they're trying to rescue these miners, and I believe they end up killing the giant plant monster, and that's like the end of the episode we get to.
Yep.
But some of the things we learn is that the reason why Xylo is a hero is because he previously was a esteemed military captain who killed a goddess, which is like the highest level of crime possible, and was basically called blasphemous for explaining why, which was that even goddesses can be corrupted if they burn too much of their power, as we see in like a flashback. And they're like, nah, that'd be bad for us, and that'd be bad for the church. So you're a liar, and you were in the Epstein files, so we're gonna kill you and turn you into a hero. And that's effectively what they do. They just completely frame it all on him, and like, nah, that's blasphemy. Kill him, guards, kill him. And he goes, I'm gonna kill that guy, but I guess I'll be a hero first. So now Xylo reluctantly is bonded to a goddess, which is also really bad because they need the goddess's power to fight the demons, but they also don't like Xylo for obvious reasons, because he knows too much. But they're using him because he's still really good at fighting. So it's this very difficult conundrum where it's like the church is using him because they want him to fight for them, but also definitely knows way too much that the church doesn't want him to know, which begs the question of why they made him a hero to begin with. But here we are.
I mean, I guess the hope is that he dies enough that his sanity goes away, and then you just have you just have somebody who's skilled, right? You have you still have a skilled soldier.
Yeah.
Like he obviously was too talented to just kill. Was the idea?
And like maybe like too expensive to revive him on cooldown, or else you just be like kill, revive. Is he stupid yet?
I don't think you can justify to the public doing that. And I feel like he's too big
They
of
don't
a
have to
figure.
know.
Doesn't need to
I feel
know.
like he's too big of a
He wasn't
figure
gonna
to
know.
like. I just feel like there's
He was, yeah.
there would be too many questions if you did it that way. Would be the in-world reason
If he's
why.
too stupid, too fast,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
lose a lot of morale in the army, and the people who know what he did for why, that can't say anything.
mean,
because
also,
they-
like-
It doesn't sound like a lot of people
He's
know.
really, but he's
I mean,
also
most
like
people probably like
really
that.
good at fighting. So like,
He's all
you
really
know.
fucking good, so you kind of want to keep that.
Yeah.
They're trying
Bro,
to
it's
squeeze like every
absolutely
bit of like
correct.
manpower out of it.
Dude, he's so sick when
He's
you watch
so
him fight
fucking
too.
cool.
He is.
God, what a
He's so cool.
He's just like sliding around, throwing knives, exploding. Like
What
fucking
if we
Dota
had
shows up with
the
a
coolest
fucking mind charge out of
rogue
nowhere, and he
ever?
goes, perfect, a mind charge, a depth charge, just what we need for this boss, and just jams it in it and says, see ya. Poof.
Bro, it's literally a nuke.
Yeah, as Mason said, like, what if we had the coolest rogue ever paired with the stereotypical fucking whitey rogue next to him?
I love the goddess too. It's very
Giga
good.
Chad
She's
rogue
like,
versus
she's like, I did good, right?
Trojan
I'm the
Chad
best, and
rogue.
he's like, you're all right.
all I'm saying is
Also, we have this really cute moment at the end where he gets the flower and goes, this isn't for me. I give it to the goddess instead. So that way she's happy, and I don't have to carry a flower.
the show is incredible. I will talk about some things that I do legitimately right, but but I have to run some bits real quick about this show. Firstly, everybody and their mother loves to rag on Fire Emblem for their 1,000-year-old dragon lollies. However, this character is just a 1,000-year-old dragon lolly without being
This
a
is-
dragon. This is just
This is
Tiki.
Tiki
This is
1000%.
just Tiki.
Also, her ability is that she's like the goddess with swords too, which is just
Yeah,
like,
she is also just
Yeah.
Gilgamesh. Thank you. I'm glad we're here again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just says the Gilgamesh opening the gates to the armory. Just
We have
It's so
Gilgamesh.
funny.
it is
We
sick
have
when she does
Gilgamesh
that for the
and
first time, and
Galgamesh.
it's just like,
Gilgamesh. Also,
Yeah.
I need to do my check-in. I know me, Michael, and Mason. I think John Austin. Have you played Tales of Berseria?
No.
This is just Tales of Berseria,
Yeah, straight up.
which
fuck, you're right.
it's so fucking good. I mean, it just goes to show you Tales of Berseria is just the GOAT because the show is also just incredible. Like, this is what happened, and the real logic here is that Tales of Berseria is just a story where you take an anti-hero and you follow a bunch of anti-heroes who are all just actually not great people, but because you get to spend time with them and they're all a bunch of lovable dipshits, they don't actually look so bad. It also just happens that
yeah,
the
and as
church
much
is
as they're bad
evil.
people, sometimes the world is even worse.
Yeah, it just so happens the church is also evil in this, and that the main character is also has trauma about a small blonde-haired person who looks similar to the other blonde small-haired person
Well,
they lost.
that was another goddess. To be fair, they probably all look similar.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
but
They were
What's it
wronged
like?
by the church in the past, and they have a vendetta against the church. You know.
Church is bad. Who would have guessed?
and you're gonna have a knight turncoat and join the antagonists because they realize that they're actually doing good things.
Yeah.
And then,
I love
and
Tales
then,
of
and then I
Berseria.
ship the two of them.
The only thing this show's missing is a Magilu, and I don't know if we're gonna get one. I don't know if you could be a Magilu.
I mean,
You get all powerful mage that just fucks off and does whatever she wants.
And then also makes you cry. Why does she do that? That's so fucked up of them.
right?
No, but what I will say is, dude, Norgal's an incredible character. Oh my god! By the end of episode 3, that man
Norgal's-
is
Based.
Yeah.
He's so
He's
cool.
Cinema.
That guy, that scene where he's just fucking psychotically hacking off his fucking leg is so raw. It's so cool.
Good.
Hey, did y'all
Yeah,
see
I
Iron Lung,
love
by
him
the way?
so much.
So,
No,
aside,
not yet.
I haven't.
have you guys seen Iron Lung?
no.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Carry on. It reminded me of Sense to Be a Hero, in some not
Ow.
good ways.
Never mind. I don't want to know.
Don't worry about
I
it.
do want to watch Iron Lung. It is the
Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
If you haven't seen the movie
Let's
or
talk
seen
about
the Let's Play, it's a short, like, one-off Let's Play. That shit's rad.
I don't think we said it.
Solid 7 out of 10.
We just implied it. This show's fucking brutal.
Oh
Don't
yeah, no, this
go into this show expecting nice, happy things.
show's
and
brutal, but it doesn't try
No,
to be
like,
overly edgy, is what I'd say.
It very much reminds me of Berserk.
It fits
Yep.
exactly what you are dropped into a world and you are explained how the world works, and so very clearly do you go, yeah, all of this checks. There is no level of like this is too over the top, or like this is exactly the amount of bloodshed and brutality that this world deserves to give you.
Yes.
Sometimes things just
Also,
suck.
God, this show is fucking gorgeous, dude.
Yeah.
Too, like, everything hand drawn just makes everything look. It. Part of why I say like Berserk as well is it reminds me so much of like 90s style animation with how it does it. So
I really
Yeah, it
hope
looks like the kind of animation like none of these animators have seen their wives in at least 3 once.
I really hope
yeah.
I really hope Studio Kai keeps doing this. It would be really neat for them to keep this kind of art style, whoever this team is, to do this for other projects that might fit it, because it's really good looking.
Shut 'em off.
If you didn't know, other things this studio has done is Hell Teacher, Skeleton Knight, fucking A Prince of Tennis special. None of these things look like this. This is very
Skeleton Knight
much
did
their
look better
first
than it
time
should've,
doing
but yeah.
this.
Skeleton Knight did look way better than it had any right to.
A lot of Studio Kai
But-
stuff does. Like a lot, they're a good studio.
Yeah.
It's just you wouldn't expect it. But this is a whole nother. I don't know where they got this money from.
Also wild that there's a Fate show and it's still in contention for best looking show. Like it's hard to pick.
I don't know what you're talking about. Our last show on the podcast is the best looking show of the entire season.
Yeah.
And I love it for it.
This is the kind of show that like you watch an episode and you just have to take a big like exhale of like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, time to watch a romance show for just to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do not get the luxury of going to talk about what are our happy-go-lucky shows next. We have to go talk about another sad, depressing show. I do not want Michael and I did not watch these shows in this order because we knew better.
No, absolutely not. I took a second between.
Hey, if you're watching along with us and you haven't done this yet, just do yourself a favor and move polar opposites right in between these two shows. Just do yourself the favor. Just shove it right in there. It's a good time, I promise. Yeah, let's do we have anything else we want to talk about with Sentence besides that? Oh my god, I'm not ready for this show to hurt me more than it has started already. I'm excited to get more. I'm excited.
It's gonna be so bad.
I'm excited to get more heroes. Because the opening shows us we will be getting more, and I'm very excited to see the type of characters we get.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Which is good.
Now we go to Mason. Hey Mason, talk about Journal with Witch.
Yeah. So Journal with Witch follows our two main characters. We have Asa Takumi and we have Makio. Asa is a 15-year-old girl who is taken in by Makio when her parents die in a car crash. It was part 2. That's the kicker on it, is that they were even remotely the cause of it. Makio is her estranged aunt. Oh.
I'm in Delaware.
Oh,
Northeast.
right, yeah. Rip East Coast.
Yeah. See, I didn't actually have any point of disconnecting. You guys were talking. You guys made a noise, and the Discord kind of did a cycle, and I was back.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long.
I think it was
but
worse for me.
Yeah. Discord just does this sometimes.
We're good though. We're good.
My Discord's been also kind of shitting the bed for a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we'll
love
just
it.
keep doing that.
Everything good with the stream and stuff?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So Journal with Witch. So Asa is her parents die. Makio is her estranged aunt.
Yep.
Makio hated her sister. Did not talk to her for years. But they meet one day, like basically just after confirming the bodies, and Makio takes Asa out for coffee and food, like out before the funeral, takes her home, all that, and is like, "Hey, it's okay not to be sad right now. Like there's a lot going on and you don't know how to handle that right now. It's okay. And then after the funeral, a bunch of people are like talking in the like after funeral luncheon, and at this up to this point, Makio has given Asa a journal as like, hey, it might be a good idea to just journal and write down your thoughts to kind of give yourself some like grieving clarity a bit, just kind of organize things and see how it goes. And at this luncheon, Asa just starts like crying because she cannot remember the kanji for water basin, and this is how her like grief starts actually letting out and how she starts dealing with it. Makio responds to this by telling her, okay, I don't know you. I don't particularly care about you. I can't tell you I will love you. However, I'm not going to make you feel lonely. Please just come home with me and don't live with any of these fucking assholes, because they are. She doesn't use that language, but pretty darn close. So they start living together. And we see just Asa and Makio dealing with their grief and like together but separately. And it's just a few episodes of seeing first the like post funeral grieving process where Asa is out of school for a bit, and then the last episode we see her go back to school. We see her kind of melt down because everyone finds out that she lost her parents and she just wanted to get through graduation. That was rough. We also see Makio starting to come to terms with it because she's starting to kind of deal with her feelings about her sister and how like she may have taken things wrong, but also her sister was not a good person, it seems, even to Asa. So, yeah, I'm kind of missing a lot.
That's okay.
But there's a lot of things to talk about
There is
with
a
the
lot.
show in terms of everything that happens. It's a very quiet, slow burn show, but it's also very dense with what it deals with.
Hi, yeah. So this
It's
show's
really good.
this show's my number one because episode 3 made me cry. Like I don't give a show a certain rating because it makes me cry. But often the things that it does that make me cry are heavy influences into my individual episode ratings, and I think episode 3 of this show is like a 10 out of 10 episode.
Yeah.
Just oh my god, the way they portray her going back to school for a middle school graduation and just everything falls apart around her and the fallout between her and her friend and the patching it up. Makio's advice throughout the entire show so far has just been like, God, if I had a person like her to tell me a lot of these things at moments of, but when I was 15, Jesus, I would have loved it.
Right.
Not everybody
Also-
goes through shit when they're 15. That does indeed happen to be a time in my life where things were not great. So like, yeah.
The show does something so cool as well because Makio,
Uh-huh.
I neglected to mention Makio is that she is an author, and they do this really neat thing, especially in episode 3, I believe, where she uses like grammatical concepts to explain grief in such a very interesting way of like you are talking about her this way or your dead mom this way because of X reason and how you feel about it. So it is a past participle and then present progressive, I think is what they talk about. I don't remember. But it's a really neat scene.
They should have taught me English grammar through trauma. I actually think it would have stuck with me better if they used real life trauma examples with me. You get so like this show's not all sad. Episode 2 in particular is actually like a pretty by the book, like normal slice of life kind of happy. There's some really nice happy moments in it too. One of my personal favorite moments from that episode is Makio goes out to talk to an old boyfriend. because she wants
Kasamichi.
she wants to get advice about adopting Asa and like what she needs to do to do that. And one episode 2, like completely the best part about episode 2 is that you have the scene with her friend Daigo, and the two of them talk in the best fucking, like, this is my best friend, we have our own language, and Asa is like, what is going on here? These are not adults, I don't believe you. Only to then have the second part of that episode be her conversation with Kasamichi, which is a really grounded adult conversation between two people who have a complicated history with each other, but also clearly are not at odds. And my favorite part, and like the thing that really wraps that whole thing for me, is that Daigo and him are both like, so you gotta tell me about this book. I need to know what happens in the sequel to your book. And they talk about her book, and then she comes home and Asa's fucking reading it, and I love it. It's such a great moment. Asa's reading it is like 3/4 of the way through it, and Makio's like, please fucking put that away. I don't know how you found it. You should not be reading this.
So good.
Mhm.
God, this show has
It's
already
setting
hurt
so many
me, and it's
seeds too, man.
Yeah.
I can tell it's going to even more like deeply hurt me, and I can't wait for it. I'm excited for the show.
It's like planting so many little seeds too, and everything going on. It's just like so many of the characters. I care about like almost all the characters right now they've introduced, right? So I'm very interested in like her friend and the guy friend and our main character's friend at school, and like all the little interactions we had so far that are very like deep, like character focused still, but also like very progressing of the story. That's like, and like you said, Makio is just like actually the best because she just sits there and says, "Listen, you're going to grieve and you're going to process it at your own time, and fuck everyone else who's trying to like get you to do it right now." Like,
And like,
we do have to like do things like go clean out your house and stuff and do all these other adult things, but when it comes time to cry, it's okay to cry, which is
and
like, which also I said on episode 1, like I heard that, I'm like, oh man, we're gonna hit like an episode 7 or 8 where they're both just gonna be fucking crying and screaming at each other, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna feel so bad, and I'm gonna cry.
I think like the like gradual like build up over the first like 2 episodes into like the emotional payoff, or like, you know, explosion in episode 3, where like Asa's like, you know, you look at Asa for a good amount of like, you know, after she starts living with Mikio, and she's like, okay, she's adjusting like quite
Too
well.
well.
Question
Yeah.
mark? This is kind of off-putting, and then you hit episode 3, it's like, okay, yeah, that's what I was expecting. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
I
a
was
little bit
expecting
too
a
well.
whole lot
It was
better,
all
a whole lot worse.
superficial.
There's
And that build-up was done so well.
there is like they do drip feed you a couple of things where it's like they aren't showing us certain things, like they're implying it, and they show like the end sequences of stuff, but in episode 2 during the conversation with Kasamichi, Makio's like, yeah, Asa's sleeping a lot, like and it's like we don't see her always asleep, like it's not something that like we see a lot of in the show. Like they do show
But
it
we
from
see
time
it
to
in the
time,
background quite a bit.
but like the implication is she is sleeping far more than we see, which is not that's not a great thing. That's not a good sign of mental health.
I mean, no, I mean, well, like the show said, I mean, she's processing
Yes,
clearly, right?
exactly.
And like Makio, she's like, I think she's just handling it in her own way.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna leave her be for now, which I think is super justified.
absolutely.
You know.
Justin Bieber.
I
Can you at
forgot
least
about
do Justin
I
Bieber?
forgot about that. I forgot that the show opens on that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking Whiplash, dude.
It's just us singing in the kitchen.
They're wonderful. These two are absolutely incredible. I think I looked it up. I think this is like the first or second role that Asa's voice actress has done. That's incredible. She is phenomenal.
Wild.
That's crazy. What?
I'm pretty sure I'm right. Let me double check. I have it up.
She's done
Yes, this is
a
her-
few.
This is her first thing listed on Mao. So anything else she's
On
done?
Annie list, this is her 7th.
Okay, so she's done really
Why-
probably.
Two of them are like random characters from Ave Musica, it's called Bang Dream thing.
Oh,
No,
gotcha.
4 of them are actually.
She did a maid in Apothecary Diaries, supposedly, and a Kiko student in Fragrant Flower.
still,
So she's not like background
yeah, still
character voices,
insane.
but not like real.
I'm excited to see the direction this show goes. I like that it has enough going on with both of them that like there is so much still to unpack. The other thing I want to talk about is because fucking episode 3, dude. The conversation of, hey, you told me you always respond to your best friend and you're not looking at that phone. Did you have a fight? Okay.
What's up?
Here's the important thing you have to know. I had friends in high school. I have one really good friend from middle through high school. It's Dago. And you have to understand that it is worth trying to salvage this relationship with the person you are saying it's your best friend, because you're going to look back on this, and if you lose this here, it is going to be detrimental to you. And it's just the reveal of the letter from Dago to her, to Asa going, what was your response to that? And it's just Makio crying, dude. It's like,
Mark was saying my life is worth living.
yeah, dude. Oh my god. I think I've loosely brought it up on the podcast, and I think Michael for sure knows this, and Mason might know this. I'm somebody who has a best friend who I've known since kindergarten. I literally went to his wedding in October. Like, that man is everything I could possibly, like, that is exactly what I thought of, and I was like, yeah, no, that's right. Not everybody is lucky to have that, but, like, to recognize that is potentially that friendship for Asa, and just to know that Makio has that kind of friendship with Daigo, like, really, really repaints the entire conversation, any conversation that happens in episode 2 even more. It just makes it even more wonderful. God, this show. Well, here's the good news, guys. We get a palate cleanser.
Best palate cleanser.
I can't believe I was allowed to have this. I can't believe we get to talk about this show this late into the podcast. Everybody, welcome to You and I Are Polar Opposites. So real quick, the premise of this show is that Suzuki loves Tani, and Tani is going to make Suzuki explode every episode. That is the premise of this show. So we open with our main character, Miyu Suzuki. She is a talker. She is kind of an outgoing soul. She has kind of like a gal like persona, but not full gal. And she has like her nice tight circle, and she kind of talks and meshes with everybody. And we get an inner monologue from her pretty quick that is essentially her going, I like to fit in the way people want me to fit in. I don't like to kind of rock the boat. I like to be the person that like works for everybody. I don't like to stand out, and it is not good. And we see that she is kind of just talking all kinds of nonsense with her best friend, with 2 of her best friends, Watanabe, and Sato. And then she immediately turns to her seat neighbor, Tani, who is the most stoic, to himself person on the planet, model student, and just starts yapping to him, and everyone's like, you gotta cut this guy a break. Like, he is clearly not interested in what you're talking about. And Tani's like, no, it's fine. And then we find out from Suzuki's inner monologue that she absolutely adores Tani and is madly in love with him. And so episode 1, she gets the courage to ask Tani to walk home with her, and they hold hands. And then they stop holding hands because she gets worried that someone might see them. And then she comes to school the next day after having exploded because she held hands with the boy she likes. And her and friend in the class, Yamada, is like, yo, a friend of mine saw you guys holding hands saw you guys walking home together. What was that about? And Suzuki immediately becomes worried that like everyone's gonna find out and that that's not good for Tani. And so she's like, no, like we would never. That I don't even like. I wouldn't even like want to be like walk home with him. That would be so dumb. And then Tani walks in. She goes, "Oh no, I've made a critical error." And they spend the entire day. They spend the entire day with her panicking, not able to right this wrong. And the end of the school day comes, and all her friends are like, "You seem really upset." And she's like, "Okay, so like, I love Tani, and he heard me say that I don't. And I feel like I just ruined all my chances, and it was going really good." And Yamada goes, "Yo, why the fuck didn't you tell me this? I did not help you in the slightest. This looks really bad." And thankfully, Sato's like, you could probably go catch him and, like, deal with this. And Suzuki's like, "Yes, I love Tani. I have to go tell him this." And they meet up at their little bridge, which is now their bridge. And she catches up to Tani and is like, "Hey, I didn't mean to say that." Explains the situation. Tells him she loves her, she loves him, and Tani's like, "Oh, this is great. We should date." And that's the end of episode 1. Episode 2, they go on their first date. They go to a burger shack together. Everybody makes fun of Suzuki because like she can't smile in photos, but they still wanted to take a photo. We get an absolutely wonderful line delivery about her dimples. You can eat soup out of that. And they have a very
That's
nice
the thirst trap.
They have a very nice date at the burger joint where Suzuki tries not to eat a burger as you would eat a burger, and Tani's like, "Just eat the food. Like, you gotta eat the food. I do not care what you're gonna look like eating a burger. It will be fine." And they go on a movie date, and we get to see their person how they interpret this movie differently. Tani remembers like every character and location name and the general plot beats, and Suzuki is paying attention to like the really intricate details that take a look at like the character relationships and dynamics, and they both get to rag on each other for not having watched the movie as a bit. And at the end of that date, Tani comments on the fact that Suzuki is wearing a panda shirt and it's adorable, and she explodes. And then we get into episode 3 where we get to meet Azuma and Taira. And they get to learn about Suzuki and Tani dating. And so Azuma and Suzuki talk about how like Azuma has the worst track record with guys. All the guys she likes go to juvie, and they're all bad boys, and none of the relationships ever work out. And Suzuki has like an idol that she really likes. And so she talks about that. And Taira's just sitting there like, "Wait, you're dating this guy, and you're talking about this idol you like, who's the complete opposite of the guy you're dating. The social hierarchy does not make sense in my brain. This is not what has happened here. Something is not right." And so he goes and he talks to Suzuki, and he's like, why are you with Tani? I just don't understand it." And she's like, "Well, I like him. He's adorable. He's cute. He's my guy." And her actual reason is that like Tani's incredibly genuine. Like, you can go talk to Tani, and he will treat you exactly the way he would treat you. Like, he does not treat you like you expect to be like, it's all genuine with him. He doesn't change himself to meet anybody else. And so, eventually Taira at the end of the episode, Taira tells this to Tani because he thinks it's important for him to know what his girlfriend said about him when he wasn't there, because those are the best compliments. Everybody rags on him because he's a fucking, this man is a lunatic, and I love him. Taira is great. The conceit of episode 3 though is that Tani is worried because Suzuki keeps calling him cute and adorable and not cool, and in his head that doesn't make sense. He feels like he should be like, he feels like she wants somebody who is cool and that he's not that, and so he's trying to figure out what she means by the words she is saying. The idea is that they have a nice time in the library where Suzuki follows him because he's on library duty. And Tani's like, "Hey, you don't gotta wait here." But instead of saying like that, he goes, "You should go home. You don't belong here." And Suzuki starts to sulk, and he goes, "Ah, shit, I fucked that up. That wasn't what I meant to say. I meant to say, I finished my library duty at 5. Would you walk home with me?" And she gets very happy, and they walk home together. And then he finds out that, like, she calls things adorable and cute when, like, they make her heart beat real fast, and, like, the things that are important to her. And so they walk home together, and before they part ways for the night, Tawny looks at her and he goes, "You know, you're adorable," and she explodes. And that's
No,
the
no, 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 it's not just that. He puts like the one hand on her
Yeah.
face and then the second hand on her face, and then it's just like all slow and like sensual, like you're like, oh, he's putting on the moves.
I love these two.
He kind of cooked.
These
He
two
cooked your
are
ass.
beans, and I love.
Everyone
Yeah,
here,
they are.
everybody here is
This-
an idiot, and I love them all.
Yes.
Every last
Every
one of them
single
is
Yes.
person. Everyone.
Also, this is one. This is like Kaguya levels of dub. This is such a
It's
good
just
dub.
amazing.
It's
Oh my god,
peak.
so funny.
If I didn't have to, if
Poncho
I
is
didn't
real.
like
and he
watch,
knows what he saw.
didn't watch it early and then find out that the dub was amazing and also have 6 shows to watch today, I would have gone back. But I'll start watching the
Nah.
future for future episodes for sure.
Michael and I are watching this, Fate, and Sentence dubbed because those are the ones that have
Yep.
simul dubs outside of Darwin Incident, which we'll talk about. And yeah, all 3 of those dubs are really good. There is maybe an argument that I would have to see what the Japanese subs look like. Austin, how modern lingo are the subs? Did they get like really heavy modern lingo?
I wasn't paying too much attention to it, so I actually legitimately cannot remember. But I feel like it was like very like translated gal
Yeah,
lingo
okay.
that you would expect, but
Yeah.
not like fucking 6-7 memeing type like levels.
The
Of,
dub
like,
calls Tyra
transliteration.
the dub calls Tyra a chud in episode 3. That was crazy.
Yeah,
It's
he
so
does call
good.
himself a chud.
We're only just
And
starting
that
to
is
get a
one
little
of my
bit.
favorite things ever.
We're only just starting to get a little bit of the surrounding cast. They're like around, and like you do get interactions with them, and you get like a general feel for what all of their personalities are. But one of my favorite things about Polar Opposites is that this supporting cast is very focal with the main 2. Which I think is a necessity when the premise of your manga as a rom-com is that your couple's immediately a couple. It's so refreshing to not have to go through 12 episodes of romance build-up to get them to date.
It's so nice.
They just know right away they love each other. What are your guys' thoughts on Tawny?
I love him. He's such a fun
He's a good boy.
character
He's the best boy.
because he's just awkward.
He has a cat named Tempura.
He doesn't know how to get through one of these. He's
He has a
just been
cat,
and
and
like-
now he has a
like,
girlfriend
you know,
who's really cute,
and like what's
and a
Suzuki likes
social
about it, it's like,
structure.
I get it, like it's always really helpful to have someone who's like very willing to just speak their mind and just is just like honest about it. Like even if it's like the delivery might be different from person to person, right? Like some people are very like can display that extremely confidently, and some people are just awkward, like Tani. And I think either way, it's a very like refreshing quality to have, and something that we don't really see as much in anime without them being like an absolute fucking dickwad.
Listen, I love me a good relationship of guy who hates pickles on his burger and girl who complained to the guy for putting pickles on the burger. And these 2 beans are just so cute. I love them. I've met them for 35 seconds, and I want them to just be happy, and all the characters, because there's so many good boys and girls in this show. Because all the friend group is also just a bunch of fucking dudes.
Also,
they're all a bunch of
kind of-
little shitheads, and we love
Also,
them.
also, I love the part where it's like he's walking to school one day, and then it was like Yamada comes up behind him and starts going, "Hey, what's going on, buddy? What's going on?" And then the next day, it's Azuma who's behind us, like, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry, our friend group is weird, but like, you got this, champ."
also,
He's like,
Me,
it's actually
every
really
time I
refreshing
choose
to have people who
one
just
friend to
exist.
another friend group.
Let's take that one at a time, guy. Mason, you start.
Casual mention of potentially like at the very least bi character. We love that for Yamada. Because they do make a small mention of it, and I'm here for it.
Michael,
He's just here to vibe.
what did you say, Michael?
No, I just made a comment. Tani's like, yeah, you guys are weird, but like, at least you guys exist and
Yeah.
like have personalities.
I like that Tani
Yeah, they're
isn't
trying to like hide anything.
Tani isn't like an introvert in the typical sense you would expect to be portrayed. He's just a guy who keeps to himself, really. Like,
Mhm.
like he has no problems interacting and communicating with these people.
Interacting.
One of my favorite scenes is in the end of episode 1 where she does her love confession to him at the stairs and she starts crying and he goes to wipe her tears and he stops and he's like, "It'll mess up your mascara," and she explodes because she's like, "You weren't listening to me. I was spewing bullshit about makeup at you and you were listening to me." It's adorable. They're
Mhm.
adorable.
He just
They're
pays
so
attention.
And they go through a lot of like the
He's just a
realistic
good listener.
Yeah, they go through a lot of like the realistic like problems you run into at like an early adolescent relationship where it's like, am I talking too much? Like, am I not reciprocating things the right way? Like, oh shit, I said something very wrong and it got taken the wrong way and it wasn't what I wanted. How do I fix that? Like, they're just the way these two communicate is so real. So why is it number 1, guys? For those of you who have it here, is it just
it's
it's just
peak.
adorable
I'm the
enough?
romance guy. It's peak.
So, I
Had me
watched
laughing
this
my ass
show
off.
3 times total. Twice
So
today.
it's pretty good.
Twice today.
Because I watched it with John, and then we have a friend over that hasn't seen it, and they very much remind us of Suzuki, so we had to show them.
Like,
So I watched this
not
twice
not
today.
only. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, that's it.
Yeah, it's like not only are like Suzuki and Tani like beans. I really like how like early the integration with like the friend group is with like involving them. Like obviously that it like you said, first episode the couple gets together. We got to keep like how do we go from here? And like the integration of the friend group into into the romance as early as episode 2 rather than just like, okay, this is entirely going to be about the first dates and just keep the episode just on those two. I really enjoyed that, and I think, and like especially with like how good this supporting cast is.
Mhm.
Yeah, this show's so fun.
The show's
So-
very
so-
pretty.
so happy, so fun.
It's very cute. The art style is like perfect for this. This is exactly. I cannot express how well this art style is capturing the manga. I also just think
It's very goofy.
the OST rules for this show. Like
It's
the
incredible.
like when they start doing like their big like love talks, like every time they have like their big relationship moment, the track that plays is incredible. It's so good. Oh. I'm very happy to have this, and I'm very happy people like it. It's very relieving to me. I wasn't particularly worried you guys were not gonna like it. I had a feeling you were I mean, John, what you
Whatever
watched
gave
the
you that
first
impression.
you watched the first episode and were immediately like, "Oh, Sean, I understand."
Yeah. That's basically it. I was like, oh no, I get it.
You know what?
I was like, damn, it's peak. Unlucky.
Speaking of
That's
unlucky,
okay, though.
Speaking of unlucky, Austin, you have a romance show that has to follow this immediately on the podcast.
There's a lot of romance this season.
What are you talking about?
There
I've got
is.
3.
We actually have to, Michael and I have to split how we watch it because we don't just want to watch romance in a row.
No, especially when you have Journal of the Witch, so you need like a nice little like palate
Yeah.
cleanser after that to like save your soul.
No, yeah, it's the opposite. You have the romance as the palate cleanser, not as the because you have to base it off of the shit. They're like, yeah, I'm not really gonna want to watch multiple of that. Which, I mean, as someone who watched Journal with Witch, into Fate, into Sesame Hero back to back.
Oh no,
Well, then you just
Austin, I'm so
just got
sorry.
5 romance shows, to watch in a row. Austin, why don't we talk about In the Clear Moonlit Dusk?
All right, so we've got our main girl, Yoi Takiguchi, who's very handsome, and like she's got like short is it called bob cut or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
know
bob
hairstyles.
cut.
My hair's yeah. But she's like very she's very cool, and like she gets a lot of like confessions from like girls, and she's like, bro, I just wanna live my life. I don't want to be I don't want to be the prince anymore. She's like bitching about it to her friends as one might do, and she gets involved with like literally runs into a pretty boy with white hair who's like tall and everybody, all the other girls are also like shitting themselves over him too, and she's like, I'm a little bit off put by this guy from the one interaction that we've had with him, but I don't know. But he takes an interest in her, and uh, later in episode 1, she goes to a convenience store where this drunk guy is just harassing one of the store clerks, and they both just like fend him off together along with the store manager who's just like yelling at this drunk guy. And they run away to a park where they just talk, and she's like, yeah, I'm tired of being the guy, the handsome guy that's actually a girl. And he's like, well, I think you're cute. And he just princess carries her. Right? Yeah, any princess carries her and embarrasses the shit out of her. And he continues to just basically try to like get closer to her over the next like episode and a half. Invites her to eat lunch with them, and has to return I think it's her water bottle, right?
Thermos.
Or something.
Yeah, she
At-
has her curry in
yeah,
it, so
at
the
the,
thermos.
Yeah, the thermos with at the curry shop that she lives/works at with her father. Um, and eventually she's like, "Bro, I don't even know what's going on. Why don't we? Why don't why don't we? Why don't we just try dating?" After a whole bunch of like conversation, and then he's like, "Wait, really? Yeah." And she's like, "Wait, hold on. Give me a second to think about this." She comes back the next day with like a whole list of like rules that we need that need to happen for this like trial relationship. Partially of which is like, okay, we are not like other people don't find out about this besides the people that we are talking about talking in front of because
Whoops.
oops. No no like romantic physical contact and all that among a couple others that I can't remember off the top of my head. They go out for a date. They have a nice date, and um she's like she kind of sees like a side to him that's not so much like pretty rich fuckboy like everybody like he still is, but like he showed like a very much different side to him while they were up on the like in the amusement park at night, and he's talking about how he's like, yeah, I really never like want anything whenever I go out with like other girls because they're just like inviting me to places. They kind of just do whatever they want, but like I like you, I want you, and I also wanted to go out on this amusement park at night because I kind of like that. And he's like, oh, okay. It's it's cute. It's like not I can definitely see how like it's very shoujo-y
Yeah.
for sure. But I can definitely see how like the actions of Ichimura can like be a little bit
Mhm.
a little bit
little
off
forward.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My thoughts on it is that I feel like this show felt a lot better to watch before I watched like most of the other romance this season.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. It does a really good job
Yeah,
of the characters. It's interesting. It doesn't overly play on too much of the like whole prince gag as much as it is just like, yeah, she just looks really attractive and more masculine, and that's okay. But she's still hot. It's kind of like with the consensus, right? Um, and it's an interesting premise. The problem again is just the other romance of the season is just so fucking good that it makes it look really bad at
mean-
times with some of the things it does.
The issue I have is the fact that the male
Yeah.
lead is the worst. Like, he's not interesting. He's extremely pushy and does not take no for an answer.
Yeah. Which is
I
very
don't like
that
him.
that is very shoujo-esque. Like it's not overly
Yeah.
dominant as like a thing, but it happens a lot. No, I agree. He is by far my problem with this show. So like this is my bottom show, not because I actually think it's the worst, but because it's the thing I enjoy the least. When I watch it.
Mhm.
And there's a couple of things like this is one of those shows where like I watch it and I find, and like as I watch it I find things I don't like in it, which isn't helpful to it in my case. Like the date, the fashion date is by far the best part of the show. For me,
Yeah.
like wonderful moment. The two of them have like some like real actual nice cute moments with each other. The pull of the glasses off of her onto him is smooth as fuck. It works really well. There are a couple of things that I think could really turn the show around for me. Its supporting cast gets more involved and are like, his friends seem neat. I would like to know more about
Yeah.
his friends. I would like her friends to do more than just squeal over hot people. I also think there is a really interesting concept with him of this idea of I am the hot pretty boy who is rich and can get anything I want and like has slept around with people. What does love actually mean? I do think that is a really interesting idea that, depending on how they choose to follow through with it, could be interesting. I don't know if I can put up with him for long in relation to it, though, is my problem. She's great, her dad's
and I
great.
think like for sure her dad is actually kind
her
of
dad's
the goat.
wonderful.
Dude, he's funny as
It's
fuck.
wonderful.
Actually, watch you out already. Go enjoy your time. Be
Yeah.
home by 9.
Like one of the things that like I the complaints about Ichimura are extremely valid, and I think like my hope is that with the actual them actually developing into a pseudo kind of situationship relationship,
Yeah.
that gets toned down significantly less, because that behavior just tends to be extremely worse in the we're not dating or even like close yet stage of the relationship.
Yeah, by far the worst case of it is the nurse's office scene. Because she's under the weather, she clearly says no. He gets incredibly pushy and then lays directly next to her. And like it's so bad. I will say also I felt the carnival date scene lasted just a tad too long. Also a really weird scene because we go movie aspect ratio, and I think it gets tighter as the scene goes on. It's really weird. As from like a directional standpoint, I'm like, what are we doing here? I told Michael this show feels fake pretty to me when I watch it. Where I'm like, you're doing all the things to make it look pretty, but you're not actually pretty, and that's not fair. We did just watch Karuhana. So like it's not fair to it.
You're not fooling me.
Yeah.
The thing is, there are just weird bits of it. Like, specifically, it's the bit where they agree to date. There's this like front-facing shot on her that just makes it look so weird. It looks like what's the one that we absolutely hated that I said gave me a migraine? The one that was a wheel show that
Momentary
we voted in,
Lily?
like a few years. Yeah, it just
Yes.
not like that, but like it gave the standstill like look of that almost. I don't know. I don't know what exactly I'm saying.
She's great though. I like her. It helps that I
Bro, when
like.
she whips out the fucking contract and is like, here's a list of demands, bro. Listen, no physical contact unless initiated by me. Don't even think about this. He goes, yeah, fuck it.
So here's the odd place I am.
That's it?
Here's the odd place I'm in. I really like Maid Sama. Maid Sama is similar in structure to this, where you have like the stereotypical like popular like girl who is popular amongst the other girls who is now has to interact with a boy in a setting where like she gives a lot of pushback to the guy, but she does actually start to like him. So like I don't, again, I'm not sure how much I would like parts of Maid Sama now that I'm older and I have a different view on certain things. But the perk to Maid Sama is he's a lot more enjoyable of a male lead. Which is like where this is at for me. He is by far my hurdle I have to clear with this show. Again, I don't think this is the worst show. We'll talk about a couple of other shows. We do have my bottom 4 are certainly a bottom 4, and there's another show I might add to that list to maybe throw a sleigh on this week, just because I think it's fine. Like I could not watch another episode of it and I'd be fine.
But yeah, you guys kind of hit a lot of my thoughts with this show. It's that, yeah, it's not a bad show per se. It's just in my head very clearly the weakest romance.
I agree.
And
I
that
know we
sucks when
have.
there's like 4 other romances.
I know we have a couple that are maybe toss-ups on how people are feeling. I've seen the power ranking. I do think the other ones are better than this. We'll talk about a couple of those soon, though.
Is this a better show than one of the other ones? Yeah, probably. We'll get to that one. So we have to talk about it 11th.
The more we talk about it, the more.
He has the problem of being up against just a great cast of male leads that we have, and she is fine. But like when Suzuki is in the same competition, she doesn't seem all that interesting. Is the problem? And one of the shows cheats by having 4 girls.
Well, if we have,
It's just fine.
do we have any additional thoughts?
No.
No.
Well,
Another show that goes in the tier of slightly better than expected, but not quite up there.
This show would go crazy in 2017.
Yeah. I have very similar feelings to this as I did to Yakuza, Boyfriend. But again, the premise of that show is more interesting than the premise of this one.
Yeah.
And I also really liked the girl.
She's
because the
great.
girl
That
didn't
she was
deal
great.
with it.
The odd thing about our main character here is that she's a lot more passive, which is fine. A person can be like that, but it makes the male lead a little more difficult to work with because she's not so standoffish. Like that's kind of the reason you have the standoffish prince character, is because they go really well with like the fuckboy prince character. But
They balance each other out.
they do. Hey, Michael.
I also just when I think of the show, I just go, yeah, I guess she's supposed to be the prince character. I just don't think the show quite does enough to make her look masculine.
This is one of those
Again,
shows where everybody goes, "Oh my god, she looks like such a hot guy," and I go, "Nah, she looks like a woman. She looks like a regular girl to me."
Yeah.
I get
And
it.
again,
it's
I
the
think
vibe.
The issue with that might be
It's the theater
a
of the
direct comparison
mind.
to fucking Dozaki-kun, where they absolutely nail the prince character. But yeah.
Hey, Michael, monkey.
Yeah. Is it time for the Human Z? Oh my god, it is.
The human Z. That should
The
be
Darwin
good too.
incident.
Oh God.
What, Sean? Which image did you pick for this one? 'Cause,
I
don't want to put stream up.
Of
Oh, you
course,
did,
I
okay.
picked the "I shoot you dead" 2 image.
See that was again. Like I went to get them. I was like, this is the one I'm immediately thinking of grabbing, but because it doesn't have the previous line of dialogue, I was like, I don't know.
It's even better
Also, do
without
really
it,
like,
in
and
my
also that's an
opinion.
episode. That's also an episode 1 shot.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, the Darwin incident. We follow Charlie. He is a human Z. This was the term they give to him. Essentially, this story starts with a group of eco-terrorists, essentially. I think it's eco. I don't fucking know. A group of terrorists called the ALA, or the Animal Liberation Association, or something. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And they... Yeah, I know it's Animal Liberation and then an A.
It's the
And they
Animal Liberation Alliance.
Association. Alliance, yeah.
It is Alliance, yeah. Mason's right.
Okay. See, I was like, I know it's ALA. The association felt wrong, but yeah. Anyway, they take a raid on this like big animal testing facility, where it's discovered that one of the chimpanzees there, is pregnant, and also that the child in this chimpanzee, was not created with 2 chimpanzees, but is part human and part chimpanzee. Hence the creation of Charlie, the humanzee. So the story's weird. It is
You
part
don't
drama,
say.
part mystery, part action shenanigans.
Part eco thriller.
Yeah, part some bullshit occurring, part terrorism.
Lots of terrorism.
Charlie is adopted by the family of the doctor that initially was able to kind of have birth. Yeah, the doctor who was
Deliver him.
on there when the mother gave birth. Yeah, delivered. That's the word. I couldn't think of it. Thank you. And so this story's kind of whole premise is Charlie is now old enough to go to high school. He's very smart. At least we think. The show kind of gives us a bit in episode 3 to have an idea that he is a ridiculously smart individual. He's also very strong. Very, very strong chimpanzee. He's not a monkey. This is important. He gets called a monkey in episode 3 and almost fucking beats someone to death. Not quite. He certainly gives someone a fucking nasty side eye because they call him a monkey. But upon going to school, he immediately draws attention because he's a chimpanzee.
Excuse you.
Humanzee.
Humanzee. Thank you.
Sure, he's the humanzee.
Humanzee.
Yeah, sorry.
Gosh.
He's the humanzee.
Wow, Michael. Wow.
You called him a monkey literally 5 seconds before saying that. Anyway.
Yeah, but the
Holy
difference is,
shit.
Michael, I refer to humans as monkeys too. Just ask 95% of my League of Legends teammates.
True.
John's had some
Anyway,
very similar
um,
conversations with them as what happens in episode 1 of this show.
But yeah. So
Hey, what are your thoughts on ethics and trolley problems?
yeah. So
Would you
he's
kill a
eating
rat?
lunch at school. Well, so first we have this bit where he meets his character Lucy. Lucy saving a cat from a tree. Upon her almost falling out of a tree, he jumps out of a window to save her. And it's like, damn, he's already has a spotlight on him, more than he already had. This kind of sucks to be Charlie here now. And then he just goes back to class, the goat that he is. Being a human, he's not actually a goat, of course. Anyway.
Shut the fuck up.
And essentially, episode 1 and 2, 2 major things. While he's sitting there just eating lunch, minding his business, these 2 chuckle fucks walk up and go, what if we picked on him and talked about ethics with him in the middle of the lunchroom? Because Charlie is a vegan. The reasoning being, his parents are vegan. That's literally it. He doesn't have any actual moral qualms with people eating meat. That's just how his life has been for 15 years. So why would he change it? He doesn't care. So they hit him with the hypothetical. So if there's a poisoned mouse about to bite you and you had a gun, would you shoot it? And he goes, yeah. And they go, haha, see, he's not this immoral, he doesn't have this moral high ground over us. And he goes, yeah, and if you were also poisoned and trying to fight me, I would also have shot you. And then they go, oh, now hold up. Because essentially Charlie's entire ideology, as we learned in episode 1 and then in 2 with a similar thing happening, because these 2 chuckle fucks can't get enough of him. Essentially that he doesn't, because he is not fully human, he doesn't understand that, or he doesn't have the ideology that humans are above other animals. So he goes, yeah, everything can be eaten. Yeah, people can eat fish, pig, cows, other people. Why not? They're protein. And they're like, now hold up. Humans are special. And he goes, why? And they just hit the, because that's the big argument. There is no one. There's no reason outside of human is human. We are humans, so we put ourselves above other things. And then he starts piling this on with the, so if it's like, if things that can feel pain, so then you shouldn't eat animals. And it's like, damn, he kind of fucking, he gets it with it. It's fire. And then episode 3,
terrorism.
Yo, yeah, and then episode 2 ends with terrorism occurs. That episode 1 ends.
It
Ends
happens
with
in both of them.
Episode 2, because episode 1 ends
On it, and
with
then
the store blowing up.
yeah,
The restaurant blowing up. Then episode 2 starts with it happening again, for then people to all think Charlie is part of it because the ALA is back at it again, blowing up restaurants. And essentially the leader of the ALA, we see him. His name is Rivera. I don't think we don't actually know that yet. Whatever.
he give a fake name.
Leader of the ALA. He's like, we need Charlie on our side. Yeah, he gives some like absolute nonsense name to Lucy. He's like, we need to get Charlie on our side. And the way we're going to do that is to kill his family. Sure, that's a good idea.
Great plan, guys.
Yep.
And they sure do fuck around and find out.
Yeah, they do fuck around and then additionally find out. They try to invade Charlie's home with two like crazy hitmen. And then
ex-military.
Charlie goes, they're here. He almost breaks a man's arm with a small grip on it. He just grabs his arm and goes, you need to leave now. As he's binding the guy's hands. He also hits the most aura thing ever, as there's 2 guys in the house, and he goes, hey, call the police. Say there's 3 robbers here. And then we get the cut to the 3rd guy who's been outside the whole time, the one who cut the power to the house. It's fire. Okay, Charlie is a fucking aura farmer. That's all he does. He just walks around and aura farms. That's what he does 50% of the show. And also in 3, we get to meet Charlie's mother, this old chimpanzee. I don't remember her name. It is given to us, I just don't remember it. And we learned that.
I think it's Ava. That sounds right.
Ava sounds right.
Yeah,
Eva,
and yeah,
Ava.
we learned that this chimpanzee in the past was extremely intelligent, which led to some of the scientists at that place being a little weird. Hence the one
Mainly
scientist
what?
being weird enough to put a baby in it. We also now know that this
Genetic
chimpanzee is
modification.
not nearly as smart. Which leads to or at least we believe it's not as smart. Which leads to we kind of get a scene where Charlie goes, "Yeah, she probably doesn't even know I'm her son, actually." And we see the chimpanzee then pull out some like letter cards to try to write something, and it like almost represents saying "I am mom," but like some of the letters are upside down and the wrong letter.
A set of numbers. It's weird.
Let's.
Yeah, I'm not entirely.
It's like there's thoughts and ideas up there, but they can't quite express them.
The episode ends with Charlie meeting busting down the door of the terrorists' motel room, because he wants them to leave Lucy and his family alone. This show is interesting. This show notoriously doesn't seem to have a great overall rating. And I can totally see why some people don't like it. I think we're going to have conversations why some people aren't the biggest fans of it, even on this podcast. I like it. I think it's neat. I'm not, like, super into the philosophical debates and, like, the eco-terrorism and, like, the veganism conversation. I think some of that can feel a little forced.
Bro,
But, like,
it feels like I'm watching a vegan PSA for 2/3 of this show.
yeah.
Like, it's bad.
It's vegan gains versus Moist Critical all over again.
But like I don't.
Fuck, you're right.
But I like don't really.
Shut the fuck up, Austin.
I don't really care, and I think Charlie's kind of rad, and I'm a little interested to see where this goes.
He like is, but also he just kind of is just like so, like, straight. Like,
Yeah.
Like I just he's not dynamic as a main character, and it's
I don't find
everyone
find
kind of
like,
sucks in this show. I feel like
That is true. Yeah, I know what that is very. The only person who I think is remotely like an interesting and maybe enjoyable person is his father. Like the downside is
okay.
the downside is his dad does do like a vegan conversation. I just think he does like. I think if you just had his father's conversation about veganism and not all the rest of it, it would probably be fine. Because his dad conversation
Even
literally
if you just
is
do meatless Mondays, it's still a thing to help animal. It's
like I don't know. I think the stuff his dad says is like a perfectly reasonable argument to give like conversation to have about veganism. It's just that you have everything else in the episode that maybe also makes it feel bogged down.
just yeah.
I
And then
I
he's gonna
think
go
it's
back to school in the
I
next
think-
episode, and the guy's gonna be like, "So, vegan monkey man, what are we
Yeah,
doing
no.
for lunch today? How am I gonna
I-
make you hate me more?"
I actually think that if it was like the conversation with like the dickwad at school, and then like that leads to the conversation with the dad, I think it's fine. And then we just get another talk with
Lucy-
guys like, "Hey, are you actually a terrorist?
Lucy
because
being
you don't eat."
yeah, Lucy's a little crazy with bringing it up at the family the family dinner. That is a wild thing for her to do. She does kind of just stand and go, so about terrorism and veganism, and they're like, yeah, sure, I guess we'll have this conversation. Why do you want to do this? No one has ever willingly started this conversation.
It's, bro, we're making the like analog of like being a Muslim after 9/11 to being a vegan after one terrorist organization blows up a single steakhouse. And it's like,
But they
these are
killed
two
a
vastly
child.
Oh boy.
Look,
Which
He
like
killed a lot more people
also
than just
why
child.
the fuck? Why did they give us the whole like thing at the beginning of episode 3 where it's just like, oh yeah, I got they show us like the girl and and her mom is like, oh, I'm gonna go get your hat back for them, and then they just blow the bomb in the girl's face. Like,
Yeah.
Huh? That
It's like
gentleman
the
didn't
fucking
even touch his
it's like
food and just
Japan
walked
sinks.
out. God, it is like Japan
Hold
sinks.
on.
No, it would have been Japan sinks if like the head rolled out or something. But I feel like this show's trying too hard to be something. And this isn't related to the show, but the fact this is on Prime pisses me off so much because the one show we have on Prime, it means I gotta watch a fucking 2.5 minutes of ads every time I want to watch a fucking episode, even though I have Amazon Prime. What the fuck?
I don't know what to tell
Like-
you. Michael and I
Like-
don't get ads.
I understand
Do we? I don't think
that
we
there's
do,
ways
right?
around it, but like, what the
Yeah,
fuck,
just
Prime?
like having 3
Yeah,
ad
just like-
blockers
Oh,
means
true.
that eventually they'll block everything.
just like legally watch it, legally. Uh-huh.
Are you watching this dub, by the way? Because I do think the dub's bad.
Yeah. The dub is bad.
'Cause
Yeah.
it defaults
Yeah,
to
that's
dub.
really
It
bad.
defaults to dub because it's Prime.
Oh, my God.
At least it did for us.
I think it may have also been because the most recent thing I did was watch something dubbed.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the dub's not great, predominantly because there's so many smaller supporting cast roles, and I don't think they particularly shelled out for like experienced talent. No, I think
I think the most recent thing I watched was City.
I think
Just
Michael and I
give
just had a good time with this. Like I don't think either of us cared significantly enough about like a lot of the like moral philosophy stuff. We were more just like, let's see what this does. And like the fight scenes are kind of cool.
My issue with it is like, yeah, the fight scenes are cool, but like we get 2 fight scenes across 3 episodes, and the rest of those 3 episodes I actively was bored during. Like I did not have a good time with them. So
I
I
feel like
imagine the
the
sub
biggest
is
one too is
better,
the
but
the bad guys aren't compelling either. Is the problem?
No,
Yeah.
they're not
Like
particularly.
this is just like a modern America take on any like divisive. I'm not gonna list them, but like any divisive political debate in the current era, where it's like, oh yeah, well you're this, but like what if this weird one abstract scenario happens and is bad, and then like one abstract terrorist attack from a group that has nothing related to the overall ideology happens. It's like, see, they're doing all the bad things. They're all the bad people. Vegans are the worst people ever because one crazed group bombed something. They're the worst. We should kill all of them.
You do also get the
There's a
cops
shit.
are you do also get the cops are worthless and will never help you, which is also a fun thing to have in this.
It's just America, bro.
Yes.
Like any divisive topic. Again, not the point of the podcast, but like, it's like I've seen this before. It's just called a Twitter argument. This whole show is just a Twitter argument.
And then you have the shit with like Lucy's mom at the end of episode 3, as if it's like it's definitely all Charlie's fault that like some crazy
lunatic tried to kill his parents.
There, I will actually give her a little wiggle room. If my daughter went over to somebody's house and lied to me about it, and I found out she almost got murdered by terrorists, I might also be like, you should probably stop talking to that person. Like, it seems like you are putting yourself in danger. Now, is she over the top and a little extra? Yeah. Is she also like PTA mom to the core? Also, yeah. Like,
but she's also like, I never wanted that monkey in my school anyway.
yes,
like,
right,
oh,
that
she's just like, in this sense, racist, you know?
Yeah. Okay, but hear me out. Hear me out. If we get rid of this show, I have to go out of my way to listen to the opening, as opposed to just getting the absolute banger of the opening every time I watch it.
Sean, it's already in your playlist. We know
It
this.
is.
Okay. Can we also
You'll be
talk about the
fine.
fact that this opening does not fit this show in the slightest?
Correct.
No. It's like the two of them like wearing the same outfit for some reason, crossing paths, and they go upside down, and you're just like, what is happening in this opening? But the music rips.
Yeah, it slaps.
Michael, you like kind of enjoy this show. I watched it with you. We didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't
I
aggressively
just
hate
think
the show.
the show
I
is
just
good. I don't know. I guess I didn't have like the same immediate negative reaction to seeing all the talk about veganism stuff. I don't know. I didn't like see that and be like, oh, blah, 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 it's talking about that. I was like, yeah, I don't know. This is a neat thing to see because it's literally not something anime has ever touched on from what I've seen. So at least it was unique in that case.
That's fair. I think it just does it a bit too much more than anything. Like, I'm fine with the first time.
Again, it's also possibly because I watched each of these episodes separately. I didn't watch these 3 back to back.
That's true.
It was
we did.
I watched them
We
one
did
at a
split
time.
'em.
Like, it was like we watched one like 5 days, watched the next one, 5 days, watched the next one. However, me and Sean split it.
That is true.
So like it didn't feel like I was getting them all right back to back. It was episode 1 had one, and like that felt kind of like what the entire show was built around. So I expected to see it again in episode 2. And I at least enjoy Lucy as a character enough. She didn't have a ton that she's done yet, but like I feel
Lucy's
like
fine, yeah.
based on the way way she acts at the lab, I feel like there's something that stuff with her still gonna build to do stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Charlie's also about to fucking murk 3 dudes in a fucking hotel room.
or
it's gonna
join
be rad as
terrorism.
fuck,
We're gonna
but-
find out. It could go either way.
I think
I
he just opens the door and they're like, "Uh-oh."
told
That's where we end off on.
I told Michael while we were watching this, I'm like, the only terrorists I support are 2 of them, and they're named 9 and 12.
True.
My goats.
Sean, don't support. The podcast does not support terrorism.
My favorite anime is Terror and Resonance.
The podcast does not support terrorists. Just like how we don't support incest.
Speaking of terrorists,
We also don't support
Or
slavery.
slavery.
yeah. Speaking of
don't condone
a terrorist, we have a main character in this
Speaking of
next show.
terrorists, we have K-pop stands, or in this case, J-pop stands.
I do
So-
think this was the best segue. I don't think there was another way into this.
Are we good?
Oh yeah, I
Are we
think.
good?
yeah.
Are we good?
I guess we're good.
So Tamon's B-side So in this show, we have Utage, who is our main girl, who is just working as this like household cleaning service. And she's a pocket fan of this J-pop group that's coming into form. That is called Face, or F/Face, however you want to say it. Face.
Peace.
And so her big Oshi, her main guy is Tamon. He's like the center. He's the main character. He's very jovial. He is Christ. He is God. He is life. She literally has a fan that says Tamon-kun is God. And so she's working one day, and her coworker, she's out sick. So you got to go clean this younger guy's apartment. You got this. And she walks in the apartment, and there's this gloomy guy in there. We'll call him Gloomy Hara. And so she's cleaning the apartment, and she goes, "I know the face. That is the face of my God. That is the face of my deity. This cannot be real." But it is real. Turns out outside of his work, he's just a fucking shut-in, like, NEET, basically, who's just like, "I don't deserve this. I shouldn't have fans and stuff." To which she's just like, "No, you shut the fuck up, Gloomy Hara. You are God, and you will still be God, whether you are this or not." And so it goes on where she's cleaning the house for a couple days. They get a little bit too close. The other housekeeper comes back. She's like, "Okay, I gotta set my boundaries. It's not right. Not right as a fandom. It'd be terrible if he was dating anybody, because that would be like a betrayal of all of his fans, and that's not cool. I gotta separate that love of him with my love of him. It's different, because this isn't love. This is something else." To which then she goes to the concert where he spots her out anyways, and then in between the intermission pulls her into a side thing and goes like, "I need you in my life. You're very important." And so she bashes him to go back to the concert and goes out and goes, "Fuck me, I think I'm in love with this guy. Damn it." Like, actually. And then because the housekeeper's out sick again, she has to go take care of his house again, which results in her taking him out and getting clothes and helping with photo shoots and stuff and doing all these other things. And the manager of the group, who saw them in a scandalous position that got her kicked out the first time, goes, "He's been productive. He's been functional. He's been a member of society. We're short on staff. If you could keep doing that, that would be great, actually. Good luck. I gotta go stop the other one from breaking shit." And then we meet one of the other ones who's breaking shit, which is, I think, Ori in the third episode. Ori, who's like, "Can't believe this fucking NEET shut-in as our fucking center. This is bullshit." To which Tamon comes in and is like, "Don't you talk about my goat like that. Don't you talk about God like that. Get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out of this house." Anyways, Tamon, you okay? Okay, anyways, bye. And then they have a run in the elevator where he goes, "I'm going to make you my fan." And she goes, "No, fuck you." Basically. And it's great. This show, I'm sure I missed some stuff on it, because this was one of the first things I watched this weekend.
They're doing the competition to decide the
but-
new center. That's the arc we're in
That's
going
right.
forward. Yes.
It's like a vote to decide who's like the center, basically, of like this like game show almost thing that they're on. But Tamon can't be anything but just like the hot guy, so he doesn't know how to like actually act per se. Yeah, no, it's really good. The reason I like this show and why it's so high, outside of it just being my show, is I spent so much time in the show just cackling, because it's very, very silly.
This show's great. This show's wonderful.
The show is so funny.
I gotta be right back.
Genuinely.
One of the cats knocked something over, so I'll be back.
Oh, good. No, the show's great. Utage, normally this kind of character, the like obsessive fan, is annoying because it's just a bit too much. But this leads in, like, it leans into the bit just enough so that you get that portion of the character without it ever being like taking over the entirety of the scene. Like, there's always we get back to center and we get the actual like real person beneath it all, and it's nice. It's a refreshing like character version for this style of show.
I talked about this a lot with Mike when we watched it. Man, there's just something about the way they draw her that like really brings out, that like really makes me feel like she looks a lot like any of the heroines from Rumiko Takahashi. She just has that look to her that really like that, I don't know, it makes me like her so much more. And just the way she's drawn and like in a lot of the scenes, I'm just like it pulls her out of like the rest of the sphere of the show. Like it makes her feel like a regular person who is just a fan who is interacting with like these idols because they almost feel like they're drawn in different ways. And I really like that.
And that's like just like kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're really like gassing up just like she's totally normal. That's all she is.
Like she's bad shit
normal.
insane, but totally normal.
But like no, yeah, she's insane but normal, you know.
Yeah, as most people are. I don't know. I really enjoy their interactions together. Michael and I talked about this. Like the big testament for this show for me will be, what are we doing with the rest of the group? Are you going to run the bit that every single guy in the group wants her to become his fan? If so, I will probably bounce off this show a little faster. I really hope Ori's the only one who's like, I'm gonna win you over because I hate Tamon. Like I want the rest of them to have other things that she gets to interact with them with. Like Michael and I talked about the idea of maybe having her bridge some of the relationships and get them closer as friends would be really interesting. The other characters all have their own personalities, so like I just don't want this to get very samey, and I don't want this to turn into a reverse harem or an attempt at a reverse harem, even though we know she's not going to bend. Like I just wouldn't find this enjoyable if that's the route the show goes down. But quite literally, that's like I have no problems with this show. I'm just thinking of like, what are the ways I can start not liking this show because I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like where can this show go?
Yeah.
These two are adorable. I love them so much. They
Sorry,
so
think I
mean.
I just like that they're both two idiots, and it's very funny. Like this is just. If the show didn't make me laugh so much, it wouldn't be so highly rated. But this perfectly personifies how any stands work. I feel like Source. I'm married to one.
Oh, also the music
so-
slaps. The music's good, and the performances look
Yeah,
incredible.
It's so
Bro,
good.
they're actually good,
Yeah.
bro. I was like, wow, good job, CG. We love you.
This show's opening is also in my Spotify.
Mhm.
Oh,
It also just
That was
kind of
really good.
rules. I didn't talk about it. Polar Opposites OP is also incredible. It's also fucking great. We have a lot of good ones this
Absolutely.
season. Sentences is also really good.
Polar is one of the few I haven't. I just don't skip because it's just good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Fates is Osawa no track. It's fine.
We've only gotten it to one episode, I think, though. So like it.
Yeah. But again, it's on the lower end of Sawano tracks. It's
Yeah.
still
This is-
Sawano though.
This show's wonderful, though. I have such a good time with it. I mean, she's by far a hard carry. Like I don't have any issues with him. But like this show is nothing without her. She's fucking incredible.
I think it's like almost. I mean, like from my perspective, which like I enjoyed it, but I think it's like almost to a fault that like the show just completely collapses. Like without her, like I don't enjoy Ori at all, and like I'm not like quite sold on
Tamon.
whatever's face
Amon?
Tamon. Yeah.
Tamon.
Tamon. I'm not like incredibly sold on him. Like I kind of see him as a vessel that makes Utage work, and I don't really like that for him. And I think that like I'm gonna need more from him if I'm going to keep enjoying the show.
I have good hopes though because I really enjoyed the scene post her getting kicked out of the handshake event where he runs into her in the convenience store and he's like, "Hey, you can't do that." Like,
No.
He
He goes to her office.
yeah. Oh right.
He literally
it's
goes
the
to her
office. Yeah,
office,
it's the
and
office.
she's like, "Hey, one of your clients is here for you, and waiting for you." She's like, "Oh, okay." And he's just fucking sitting there, going like, "You said you promised you were gonna be there. I needed you to see how good I did."
Like
It's great.
I
it's
like
adorable.
I like the idea that it feels like they're at least letting Tamon build into somebody who's starting to feel like romantic
Functional.
feelings for her. Well, I don't know about that yet. But like he is he is going to be the person who is like, this should be like, this feels real. And like that is going to cause the problem, which is she absolutely cannot feel that way, as she has shown multiple times. Like her very existence does not work if she falls in love with this man. like in a real sense. It's interesting. I enjoy this a lot.
I think the show could also do a lot of cool stuff because it also just feel like it's gaining essentially a dependency on her existence for him to function, and they could go down they now need to kind of wane him off of needing her to exist, or they'll just keep forcing it to happen. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be fun, happy, goofy times.
Yeah.
Or depression.
You never know. It's always a
'cause,
toss-up.
She is
like,
she is
his
actually
whole-
just medication for him.
Because his whole like I want to be someone who can make the entire world happy. Is there a backstory to why he wants to do that? Maybe
Yeah,
he's just a good
like,
guy.
oh,
He
he's
did
a
feel
good
like
boy.
he was a real person, and then he joined this idol group and he stopped being a real person. That is an
Hey, man.
interesting element to it.
Expectations do crazy things to your mental, bro.
That's true. The idol industry is terrible. But Austin, the reason you
Especially
don't like
in the idol industry, bro.
the reason you don't like Ori is because he's just a worse written fucking Oshinoko character.
No, bro, he's just Gilgamesh.
What does that even? Mason,
He cocky.
if we have no other thoughts about Tamon's, it's Kunon time.
Yeah, we have the other on. So Kunon the Sorcerer Can See is about a boy named Kunon Gurian, who he's really sad all the time because he is born with what's known as the hero's scar. Because his family is descended from the legendary hero who, when he fought the demon lord or whatever the fuck it is, it doesn't matter. He lost an arm, I want to say. So this
And a leg.
family now occasionally, an arm and a leg.
Arm and a
So
leg.
this family now occasionally just births a child that has some form of like disability like
Defect.
that. Kunon was born blind. So he's real sad about that because he can't really do anything without anyone's help. And then one day he starts having magic training, and his teacher goes, "Yeah, you're making a water ball. It's about the size of an eyeball." And he goes, "An eyeball, you say? Wait a second. This is magic. I can make myself eyeballs." Thus leads him to just turning his whole life into magic. And he just becomes an entirely different person because of this. We then insert like other characters such as his betrothed, even though he's 10.
That's
Because this
normal.
is
Fantasy.
this
stuff.
is fantasy society. This is how this works. And she is the ninth princess of the royalty, like the royal family. And he's like a branch family. I think they're cousins technically. Yippee, like feudal stuff, whatever.
Once again, because fantasy.
I didn't think his
Fantasy,
family was
yeah.
related. I just thought his dad was really good friends with the king, and he's just like a noble by proxy.
Yeah, but the whole thing about nobles is that they're all related in some way, shape, or form from the same family. It's usually how nobles work.
Sometimes,
Please.
sometimes
This is
sometimes
nepotism.
anime is different. It's nepotism.
Fair.
This
Either
is
way.
nepotism. Wait,
It's great.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. No, you have to understand.
So-
My dad is best friend.
So these 3 episodes are just about like Kunon going through like schooling and learning how to like use magic, and then it turns out he's actually a prodigy, most likely because of this hero scar thing. And we get him interacting with we meet his brother Ixiao. We definitely not Ixion, that's a Final Fantasy thing. We get his betrothed Mikana, I want to say.
Who the character name
We
was?
also get his maid Iko,
The best character in the show.
and just a couple of yeah, she's great. And we just get various like Kunon learning how to be a person, he gets taught how to like interact in a court and flirt, and he leans on that heavily.
It'd be a little too much.
It's just a fun show about just a little bit much sometimes, but he's also 10, so he's just trying to do the best that he can, and he's trying to learn more about magic so that he can make these eyeballs.
So we can see, yeah.
I don't know if he's 10 anymore. A lot of time passes in this show.
Yeah, they don't give a good representation of how long has passed.
He might
We
be
know that
10.
he's
No,
still,
he might be 10 now because he
young.
starts really young. He's like 4 or 5 when the show starts. So yeah, he might be 10 now.
Yeah.
There's a
It's
couple
like,
of
I think one of the egregious examples is just like it kind of felt like the quote unquote school part of it just like passed so quickly.
yes.
Well, to
It's
be
like, oh,
fair,
congrats to
I mean,
graduate.
that's intended.
Yeah.
That's intended because the whole bit of the school thing is he's already done all of the schooling, but he has to take the exams to be like to have the actual like recognition of getting the schooling. So he just has to go there to take 5 tests.
I think what because I kind of hold the same vein Austin is. I think what feels so weird and rushed about it is that like the interactions in the school feel so nothing. Like the interaction with the brother, like his brother doesn't really do anything in the school with him besides be around, and the interaction with the prince doesn't really like you're building. Obviously, we're setting up for something later, but it feels like in a traditional setting that I think Austin and I are used to with stories like these, you would get a lot more out of this time. This feels very like
Fair.
this feels very filler, which is not necessarily a bad thing because this show is kind of just a vibe show for now. I largely like this show, but I don't think I would care if I didn't watch more of this. This is the show where I'm like, I don't really like I really have no opinion about Kunon. The magic is interesting. It is cool. I would like more and to see more. The concept of this premise is weird because you said that it's from his family. I don't think that's it. I think I thought I thought they said that the hero's scar is a thing that just happens to people. Like it's not just his family.
It has to be people that are in some capacity descendants
Descendants
of the hero.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea is that it's so long ago that so many people can be descendants.
Yeah, that's what
But,
I thought
like-
threw me off. I didn't think it was just his. Like, I guess when you said it, my brain interpreted what you were saying was his direct family only, which is obviously not the case. Yeah, you have a view of the familiar and noble structure that did not click for me. My brain was not like they're all related and like they all like because I'm so used to settings where they directly will tell you that where they're like yes they are all blood. This one doesn't like necessarily do that flat out. But yeah, so like to me like they also like they do this thing where I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure the first time they refer to it, they say he is the hero. He is the hero's scar.
Then like they kind of flip flop with it saying has or is. That might just be a subtitles problem.
Yeah,
I mean, it's also like from what they say, from how they talk about it,
it's like a title.
This only happens to one person at a time.
Yeah,
and it doesn't happen all the time either.
But yeah.
But yeah, this show is fine. Kunon's fun. Mirika is fun. Iko is the best. I adore her. If I got a show that was just her existing, it would be 10 out of 10.
That's Leodale. That's what that is actually.
Yeah, true.
True.
Actually,
Leodale is just her.
Iko is wonderful every time. I love her.
I do really like his dynamic with his fiance. I actually do really like the two of them. They give me I like there are a lot of relationships in anime that are very similar to this in terms of like arranged fiancés that I really like. Like the Black Butler one is a little like this, but CL's a lot more aggressive or like he gives a lot more pushback to her frequently. But then like the trade-off is the moments they have where they actually do really like each other are really cute. And like Duke of Death is kind of similar, but it's not an arranged, it's conveyed. But like the vibe the two of them have is very similar to both of those, and I really like it.
It's very, this is an idiot, but he's my idiot.
Yeah.
And it's very cute.
I do think sometimes
She's just happy he has the personality now.
Yeah.
Because his personality when they first met was boy who is depressed because he can't see.
Yeah.
I think like that
And his
scene of,
family's doing a
like, her,
real
like,
bad job.
riding out to visit him, and it's just like him being all depressed and her being like, well, make the best of it, right? And then he's like suddenly chipper because he's like found like a joy in his life after like all this trauma is just like actually very heartwarming
It is.
to see.
And I do
Very
really
wholesome.
like how for him, like Jenny doing the reveal in episode 3 to him that she has for a while at this point had nothing else to teach him. And he's like, yeah, but you're my teacher. You're the one who got me interested in this in the
You're the one
first
who
place.
saved my life.
Like that is such a
basically.
direct connection in for him. Like
Mhm.
it's a really good scene. It's good.
Yeah.
It starts out very silly, but then like it
Scene
divulges into
word.
this serious, like very serious, like, no, you don't understand. You saved my life basically when I was like literally like just there was nothing. And it's just so good.
I will
Even though
say-
like he's way too good at magic for that.
I'm in.
Also, I've been totally writing off your dad's paycheck for the last while.
I am interested to see the direction the show is going to take. I'm very excited for that. I'm not going to vote this show off. That would be crazy. There are things that are way worse than this. But to me there is lots of room for this show to grow, and I hope it does because I want to like it more. His design's cool. The design, we haven't like got the full design, but like the full design we see in the opening when he has like his full outfit is rad as fuck. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a great thing to have to go talk about right after.
Is it?
Yes. So I'm gonna be the person who has to do
That
the
is
most.
next,
I'm
huh?
gonna have to be the person who does the most amount of work for this one. So welcome to Roll Over and Die. So Roll Over and Die follows Flum Apricot, a young girl who is recruited into the hero's party because she has a blessing and a gift of. This world just functions like a video game. It's one of these where it's a fantasy world that has a video game system built into it. And you just have to accept that is how this works. It has like a skill tree, it has abilities, it has special classes and stuff. Because fantasy is also just video.
This
game
shit
now.
even has UI and
It has UI and scan. This is all fine to me because I'm a sucker for this bullshit and I like it. I always enjoy this. But Flum has joined the heroes party and she doesn't really have anything she's good at. They don't know what her skill does, her reversal skill. They have no idea what it could possibly do. And so she just kind of accompanies the heroes party and does like all the chores and the upkeep for the party. And then the mage of the party, what the fuck is his name?
Asshole McShitface.
Julius.
Close enough.
Is he not even in the character list?
You know what? That's what he fucking deserves, actually.
Gene. His name is Gene.
I hate that guy.
Gene. I knew it was J name.
Yeah, his name is Gene. Gene decides he's going to take matters into his own hands. And can. Oh, Flum also has a best friend. Where the fuck is her name? Cyril. Schwichka. Because they all have like weird food names. A couple of them have weird, like her and Flum have weird food names. And Milk It. We'll get to Milk It. But they were friends. I believe from the same village. Who were both recruited, or from equally small villages that they became friends. And she has like the more traditional like hero skill set and abilities. And she decides to partner with Jean, presumably because Jean is blackmailing her in some regard. And she's also not the most successful member of the heroes party. To sell Flum into slavery. And Jean poses this as the entire party has chosen to do this. And so Flum has become a slave, and she is in a holding cell with a bunch of other people who are all going to die. And this girl with bandages, named who we will get the name for, named Milk It. And so this slaver goes, "Hey, this is no fun. I can't sell any of you for money. You know what is fun? I'm gonna release a bunch of ghouls into this cell, and I'm gonna throw a cursed sword in there, and we're gonna see if any of you can live. You're not gonna live. That's the whole reason for the cursed sword. It's just gonna be fun to watch you all die. And Flum goes, yeah, I don't want to die. I really don't want to die, actually. This all sucks, and I hate the world. I guess I'm gonna have to grab the cursed sword that burns people to a crisp, because, like, what else am I gonna do? And it turns out her special ability, Reversal, means that curses have the opposite effect of what they do. And so the sword is actually just fucking busted on her and gives her super regeneration. And so she saves Milkit, she kills the slaver, they get on out of there, and they have become adventurers. And so they join the adventuring guild, and there are assholes within the adventurer guild who set them up to do a quest that is way above their pay grade. And yet they still go to do it, because, Flum is busted because she's wearing cursed gear that fucking amps her stat to almost 1,000. We cut back to the heroes party for a bit, and we see, like, all banished from the party settings. This show, I'm very surprised, doesn't have that in its title. The party is falling apart because the person who did all of their upkeep and all of their cooking has left. The trade-off here is that, like, half the party's pissed at Gene because, like, why did he do this? They don't understand. Like, they didn't have a problem with Flum. And they're like, yeah, you're kind of fucking us here. And Gene is being an asshole and having issues with the mage because he thinks the mage isn't doing her job well either. And so we kind of leave them in a state of, like, they're a mess right now. Meanwhile, Flum and Milkit are getting ready to do their quest. They go to investigate the monster. It is a werewolf. There are a lot of werewolves here, and they are not good to fight in large packs. And then one of the werewolves merges with another werewolf and tears its own arms off and has 2 heads and becomes an Uzumaki spiral. And we have this sequence where Flum goes to try to deal with this, and eventually kills it by having an entire bridge collapse on it. And so they take back the stuff, and they get their rewards, and she kind of is like, yeah, suck it, guys who tried to kill me by sending me on a quest that's way too above my pay grade. She also gets cursed gauntlets, which she gets to wear, because she could do that. She's gonna be decked out in cursed gear. And in the next episode, she gets Milkit a maid dress, and they meet a girl from the church, Sarah.
Named
Right?
Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
Who I actually really like this character. She's just a child. She's just a child in service to the church.
Mhm.
Just literally a girl. And there's a guy here who well, first they beat the shit out of some of the shitty guild members who are just doing petty crime in the street. A really weird thing to be doing for people who are actively a part of a guild. But just because apparently they get away from it. They get away with it a bunch. And so Sarah goes and gets her town guards friends to arrest them. And while she's away, the guy who they steal from explains to Flum that he needs medicine for his dying wife. And because when he got the church to go look at what his wife is dying from, they said, well, your only answer is to love her enough that she will make it through it. If she dies, you simply didn't love your wife enough. Because we find out the church is withholding any herb and medical knowledge that isn't, like, magic, because that's, like, blasphemy and heretical, I guess. And Sarah's like, yeah, I don't really agree with that. That's kind of bullshit, and you should, like, help people who are in trouble. That was what I was raised to do. And we get a little insight about the cleric of the heroes party, in that, like, she's the one who, like, also brought Sarah into this, and she was always very nice to Flum. But also she hates demons with a fiery passion, which is really weird, because the interaction we see 2 demons in episode 3, they seem like they just destroy settlements, but not kill people.
They specifically say as well, in the entire time they've been fighting against the demons, no one has died.
Except for the weird thing
They
that...
just keep destroying settlements.
Except for the weird thing that it seems like the hero party's cleric's entire town was, like, razed, and there might have been casualties to that, which almost implies it probably wasn't demons that did that.
Most likely.
Yeah. We also find out that Milkit has, like, a strange rash that people have told her, or, like, disease that people have told her, like, is contagious, and Flum is like, no, it's not. I know a person who like did heavy research into it, and the wizard of the party, and she knows that's not true. She also like knows the medicinal way to like cure that, so we could probably get that dealt with at some point in time. Um, and then they set off with Sarah to go get the flower that can make the medicine, and the thugs from the guild trap them in. And then there's an ogre in here, who is just a spiral, and whose status screen is just the most gibberish, bad shit, insane nonsense. And literally flat out tells Flum in the status read that it's here to make her atone for her sins. This show's fucking something, all right. So the biggest flaw in this show, the two biggest flaws in this show, it doesn't look great all the time. Its action's not anything to write home about.
No.
It just exists. The other big thing is, this is a show that absolutely does not need to be as dark and brutal as it often is. The trade-off I'll make about this, and why I don't hate this show, is that I actually really like most of what we get in episode 3. I thought this episode 3 moved the show in a much better direction than it was, but also very little has happened in this show, besides the weird spiral Uzumaki nonsense monsters.
The show is so fucking brutal for no reason. Why did we have to see her get branded?
Exactly.
Like it feels like it's violent and cruel for the sake of being violent and cruel.
Yes.
While also having such a cutesy art style that does not fit it. And it just feels like it's trying to do things for the shock of it more than anything, and not to move the plot along, because the plot isn't moving along.
And like, I get it's kind of like the kind of not explained, but like implied by the premise, but like everybody but like the main girls are kind of dick, and the guy who just needs to love his wife more. Like everybody's just kind of everybody's an asshole.
Yeah, everyone we met so far has
Everybody
been
in the
an
guild.
asshole.
Everybody in the heroes party.
The only people in the
of.
heroes part, the mage and the tactic guy, seem to be fine. We haven't really gotten on enough of the other ones to know too much about them. I like that Sarah's at least seemingly a perfectly reasonable person, but I'm afraid she's gonna have a horribly dark church backstory we're gonna get into in 2 episodes. That I'm not exactly looking forward to. No, I totally get, yeah. Like Michael and I were watching this, and he flat out said he's like, this show is way too dark for no reason. And the answer is she.
And the thing is that when we have Sentenced to be a Hero, which is the show that does is dark but is able to kind of tone it back, it stands out a lot more in this show when you have the direct competition.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, this show is also just the worst version of 2 shows we have, which is crazy because the other show, like Banish for the Hero, like the other Hero Party show, is just a more enjoyable time than this. Even if it looks worse than this still, which I will argue I do think it looks worse than this, even though this doesn't look great either. They look worse, and they both look bad in different ways.
Like Banish looked bad, but it was still really enjoyable for me to watch.
No, I agree. Like this show is very much a show that has a premise of like you have a character who can't die, and so all the horrible things have to happen to them. Which is not, this is for certain people. Which I don't think is any of us. I've read stuff similar to this where like the idea is you have a really cute art style, and the idea is that absolutely horrible things happen to them because that is just the way it is written. And like it is a very particular genre. I only ever really engage with it because I like the fantasy aspects of it more than anything else. Like the rest of it doesn't do anything. I don't often enjoy it when I read that kind of stuff.
I'm fine with that genre because like there are some times where that genre turns out really well, but the thing with it is that those good examples of that, like Witch Hat Atelier does this exact thing really well, where it's really cute art style, really fucked up things happen. but it does it well because it's not like the fucked up things aren't the focus of it. It's just a byproduct of the world.
Yeah. I talk about this with Michael. This show has a narrator, and it uses it too much. There are times where it's fine and it's in the exact right spot, and there are times where we'll get the narration. I'll go, a character could be explaining this to me. I don't need the narrator for this. And it actually really pulls me out of a show that it doesn't need to do. I don't know. For me, I still like. This is a level of like fantasy slop that I am fine still engaging with for like another week because like I don't overly hate it, but I totally get not being on board with it. I definitely think there are things that are leagues better than it, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. I like Flum. I generally enjoy like the hero party, like the banished from the hero party concept enough that like I tend to enjoy watching these kind of shows to see what they do differently with the format. But I would say I will say even then this show's direction seems very predictable, which is they're very much setting up for the wizard to also get kicked out and then come join them. So you have another cute girl in the party. The show hasn't gotten gay enough yet, by the way. It has a girls' love tag, and it has not capitalized on it enough. There's only subtle implication.
I mean, I guess the title is "Roll Over and Die." With the power of my love and this cursed sword, I will take back my life or something.
Yeah, I think
guess it does.
I think there's like there is like a subtle implication that her and the other girl from the heroes party were like maybe kind of a thing, or that they could have been, but that doesn't happen. Yeah, it's not gay enough.
Yeah, 50% tags
We're
LGBTQ
getting
plus
Yuri.
themes. Interesting.
We're getting Yuri baited.
Yeah, that might be a big enough crime to vote it off.
What do you mean Yuri is a more common tag on this show for people on Annulus than religion or body horror or demons or werewolf?
All of the
What do you
above.
mean?
I will say I am unironically I'm really interested in what the fuck's going on with the spiral thing. Like it is by far the weirdest and most interesting thing in this show.
I don't get why evil Spiral is just chasing after her, and it's like you will pay for what you did. It's like what exists? Like I don't like.
Well, the thing she did first was try to fight the spiral. The other spiral's mad at her
How dare you try to fight the
for
spiral?
trying to stop the spiral. Because things must twist. If I had a nickel for every time there was a show on this podcast where randomly out of nowhere they pull out spirals and
Uzumaki.
body horror.
You too. We didn't get anywhere
It'd
near
be
that
at least
episode.
twice.
Yeah. One of them was a show that got voted off week 1, and it happened at like episode 40. But
Hey, I might have.
thank you,
I might,
Digimon Ghost Game.
I might have a killer record of shows with twists getting voted off week 1. We'll see. Hey Austin, Mai or Naka?
Yeah. So speaking of having multiple cute girls, so we've got not very certifiably not cute girl Arisu Yamabuki, who's transferring to a new high school, and he's very eccentric. He's kind of loaded, but he's extremely eccentric, and he very well makes it known to his classmates in his introduction. And when he sits down, there are already girls trying to be like, "Hey, I hear you're loaded. Do you want a girlfriend?" And everyone's like, "Nah, I know this guy, and he's been looking for like some girl whose face he doesn't know for the past 3 years." And so, turns out he transferred to the school so that he can find the voice of a like online radio personality that he like conversed with and chatted with, named Apollo, and they've taught, and in the discussions they're like, oh, they're going to this school. When he's being his old eccentric self, he hears the intercom go off and he's like, oh, that sounds like her. Wait, what? And he breaks into the broadcasting club and meets the 4 girls there, and each of the 4 girls have like similarities to Apollo's, like, you know, intonation, the personality, the voice, etc. But it's definitely a quintet, a QQ kind of deal where he has no
Nisekoi.
idea who the fuck the girl from the past is. And then Apollo's like, yeah, sorry, not revealing my stuff to you. Figure it out, buddy. Um, and so he joins the broadcast club with the sole mission of helping the 4 girls. Well, with the dual missions of helping the girls like achieve their goals within the broadcast club, and then also using that as an excuse to try to figure out who Apollo is. He's made it through. So on the first day, he basically just makes all the girls go out for a run, and sets up like a huge list of like goals and stuff for each of them. So for the voice actors, it's to learn is to pass like the N3 equivalent kanji tester, or whatever the specific name of it was. For the singer, it's to sell 50 CD. It's like sell 50 CDs and so on and so forth. And the girl who is Rika, I believe, yeah, who is the musician. One's going to be a musician. One's trying to be a musician. One's trying to be a VTuber. One's trying to be a broadcaster, and the other one's trying to be a voice actress. Did not mention that. But Rico is like, dude, do you know anything about music? It's like, I can whistle after I come out of the shower. And she's like, nah, you're full of shit. You're all talk. And it just like, this shit just gets to his head. So he goes through and he goes and like listens to her like sing live for other students in the in the school.
Courtyard.
And they talk a little bit, and then he disappears off the face of the earth for a couple days, and she's like,
It's
that's
like a
strange. I haven't
week.
heard from him. It's like a week.
Because she only plays on
He's just like,
Wednesdays, and they imply that he's missed like 1 or 2. So it's been like 2-3 weeks he spends on this.
And it turns out, and when she returns to the area where she performs on Wednesday, there's him with a guitar saying, I learned music. I'm going to sing," and everyone's just booing him off the stage because they want to see Rika instead. But she's like, you know what? He apologizes. He's like, yeah, I kind of see your mistake, and they like perform together, and he's like, yeah, I never get nervous, and she calls him a liar after just putting her head on his chest and listening to his heartbeat. And then the voice actress is auditioning for some like love shit, some romance manga, and he finds out that her intonation and her like recital is just like stiff as fuck and doesn't have like the right emotions. So he's like, all right, we're basically gonna be dating for a while until you get this locked down and you understand these emotions. And they basically like play boyfriend, play girlfriend. She has an absolute conniption over the fact that there's a kiss scene at the end of the manga or the script portion that she's got to read, and she's a pink-haired tsundere. What else is new?
Twin Tail too.
In the next episode, Twin Tail 2, yes. And then the third episode is them
Her name has 2
trying to
N's in it.
Nene.
Nino.
It's actually just Nina.
It starts off with him like walking in on them changing, and then yelling at them for changing with the door unlocked. And then they hail him to try to find stuff to blackmail him and find him working part-time jobs so that he can support them. And he's like, well, I feel a little bit worse about it. And the rest of the episode is him trying to work with Iko, the VTuber, on not being stiff and like smiling from the camera so it's more expressive, because she's a very typical kudere. And goes through all sorts of bounds with like trying to tickle her to elicit emotions, and eventually like having her stream, realizing this isn't working, so pretending to like shut off the stream, but just like basically having a normal fucking conversation with her where she gets very much more animated, and then not actually turning off the stream. Her viewer count like basically increases by like 15 times or something like that.
Just a little
And they're
too
like,
much.
well, we'll deal with this later. It's a little too much.
It's a little too
Forget
much.
this all. We'll deal with this later.
That's it, right?
And that's where, yeah. So the elephant in the room is that this show does not look great.
Really? I don't have a
Especially when you
problem with
compare-
it.
Looks
Like,
fine.
Maybe
I
it's
guess when
like
you compare it to stuff like some of the other romantic, like when you compare it to Tamons and Polar Opposites, I guess it kind of isn't like crazy good. I mean, I had no actual issues with the way the show looked, like
And, like,
the other shows that look bad.
the thing is, and like this is from the perspective that like the manga art is very good.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
so a lot of people have definitely been like complaining about the difference in quality between the manga art and the do I have it up actually? Let me see. Okay. Well, I don't know if I can actually like how much I can I don't have a good panel that I can actually post that isn't spoiler. But is the difference between the manga art and this art is pretty drastic. It's fine. Like the art quality is like just fine. But if your expectation is to come in and see like really detailed like shading and line work as in the manga, then you're going to be disappointed. I think Arisu is a really silly guy. He's
Yeah.
entertaining for sure.
I love him. He's wonderful.
Yeah,
I actually really like him by the end of episode 3. I actually really like him.
yeah, I do too.
And it's like the fact that he's like extremely earnest and just like
Yes.
very much committing to the bit, which is something that like I mean, committing to the act, committing to the bit, whatever. Something John knows that I overdo myself.
Never.
It's really fun. He's a really fun main character.
He's
and
a Kaguya-sama
like-
character.
Bro, he so fucking is. But,
Yeah,
he's like
like-
way not cool.
That's fine. You don't gotta be cool. I don't know.
he's explicitly not
So-
cool, and that's funny.
That's fair. No, he's very straightforward about it. I do respect that he's like, I'm not here for anything else other than finding this one person, and I do respect whoever it is to be fucking with them as well. Because like he was spot on. Obviously it is one of the 5, right? Because someone started this stream. Is it 4? 4. Yeah, one of the 4. It could be himself. It could be his own imagination.
Real.
But like this interesting cat and mouse game, right? So I think it's an interesting concept. It's a pseudo harem show. We'll see.
Can anyone guess why I don't like this show?
Okay, so here's an argument to this.
Scene where he
What
comes
the
in on the
issue I
change
have.
aid.
Here's the argument to this. Here's why I don't hate that scene. I can't believe I have to keep doing this on this podcast. I really like what it does for him. I appreciate that it sets up this odd dynamic where it's like they get mad at him for doing something that reasonably isn't really his fault. And instead of doubling down on these characters being mad about it and making them out to be like to be right for him that he shouldn't have walked in on them, the show actively is like, you should lock the door if you're changing. I also really like that he still apologizes for it. Like he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have seen any of that. That's inappropriate and not right. I like that it does those things for their characters. Does the scene have to be there? Absolutely not. It's again one of those things where I think it's quick enough that I don't really, maybe it's longer than I remember, but I didn't. This is one of those where like it passes for me and it's gone.
It's not that long. It's just, again, like, it didn't need to be there in the first place. And also, we do this a lot. Like, we imply this kind of thing a lot in this show, of like changing or like someone undressing, things like that. And I get it. It's like a harem romance, but it's also not everything needs to be excessively horny in a high school. I don't know. I I also understand that that's just a me criticism of things. So
I mean, we talk about it a lot. I think it's a very valid criticism, especially as we all get older. It's something that our tolerance to gets lower for. Um, I there are other things in this show that to me are like, there's a reason you're middle of the pack for me. And part of that is that it is really hard to watch a show like this when I have seen things that have done this, and I have seen things that have done this really well. Like, I'm sorry, we came off a couple seasons ago of having Machine on the podcast. The show looks nothing like it, and it is nowhere near as strong of a, you have a main character with these girls who you're going to be exploring their like passions and life about. It's not Nisekoi. It's not Quince, right? Like, you have things you can directly compare it to. I also think there is a really valid criticism that you're not building your mystery very well. Michael and I talked about this. I think the only character right now who legitimately feels like they have a real shot of being Apollo is Rika.
Yep.
Because, like, you have...
I love the theory that it's all four of them, and it's always been all four of them.
Honestly,
But
I'm hard selling that's the theory
but
I'm
this is-
on.
this
I'm
is
on
the
that
problem.
theory so hard after like episode 2.
There's a problem here that is like, it shouldn't just be the answer shouldn't be one of them, all of them, none of them. It should, a good version of a show like this will execute it where it can very much validly be any of them. Is what you would like out of this kind of like premise of a show. After the interactions we've had with the 3 characters we've had so far, the only one who at the end of the interaction he goes, I can kind of see it, is Rika. There's like no mention of the Apollo stuff during anything with Nene or with Iko. So it's like, we'll see what you do with Shinobu. We'll have to see what we get with her. But for me, I'm like, at least what we've gotten, they aren't pushing the mystery element of this mystery hard enough. But all the interactions with the girls have been very good. I very much have liked what we've gotten out of each of their individual segments. It does endear me to them, and I think it does a good job building his dynamic with them, which is also important.
It's weird because I actually I really like him. I really like the girls. I just don't like them together, weirdly. They just, I don't know. I get frustrated with all 4 of them just dogpiling on him every time they're all in a room together.
But
I get that that's like the bit, but like at a certain point, I'm hoping it stops soon. Is my thing.
I do.
It's the issue with a show like this, a story like this, where they need to have 4 characters that they introduce and kind of have you meet, because we've gotten essentially 13 whole seconds with Shinobu, it feels like, in 3 episodes.
Yep.
Like, we know she wants to be an anchor for like the news or something,
and she flips her lines a lot.
Yeah, and we know she's like the nice one of the group. She's the one who's like consistently like, guys, he's trying to actually help here. Maybe we shouldn't
Like I said,
be assholes to him.
It's like the red-haired one from, well, I say red-haired, but they all look kind of the same hair, from Quince, where it's like it's the introduction to the group,
Steve.
the one that first accepts them, and you get like the least amount of time with them in the entire like start of the series. And it's
You
like,
certainly
what?
do get like no time with Itsuki.
Yeah, and I loved her, and we're just like, oh, I guess we're just not gonna talk with her for the rest of the season, huh? Okay, a lot of Miku time though. Not complaining, Miku was the best, but it's just like this show saw what Quince did and is like, what if we did it with voice acting and different vocal works?
I think like kind of looping back to like the whole like they're not doing the mystery like well enough. It's kind of hard to it's really hard to like layer Apollo with like the specific things that make each girl like in his ears close to Apollo because Japanese hard to understand and listen to.
Yeah. It also, like, there is the argument that, like, the singing is the thing that seems to be the forefront of what's been described to us from the Apollo stuff. Like, it was like a radio show where there was music, right? At some point. I also think the Apollo radio show is it hasn't been thoroughly explained enough that I really understand what the fuck it was. What did this man do? He both listened to her, he talked to her, was it available to other people? How did this work?
Bro really took parasocial Twitch streaming to another level.
Dude, seriously, bro literally stalked someone because they describe it that he figured out where the school was going to be based on what they talked about wanting to do, where they vaguely lived, and knowing that they were around the same age. And
Hey, but this
that
dude
was
is
it.
just a stalker. You're right,
Yeah.
Nathan. He's just a stalker.
No, he's
No,
crazy.
straight up, he is.
He's crazy. Which like they do a really good job at episode 1 portraying him that way. Like the idea though is that like as the episodes have gone, they've shown that while he is incredibly eccentric and has a lot and does a lot of things that are not necessarily socially acceptable, he's actually like an okay guy. Like he has a good foundation on a lot of other things. The cafe conversation where he's like, where the owner is like, "You're rich. Why are you here?" And he's like, "Well, that's my dad's money." That's actually an incredibly great moment for him. That really endears him to the viewer. Where you're like, "Oh, this guy's not an asshat. That's nice." The bar is
and
low.
also we have like really sad, depressing flashbacks of him sitting on his bed alone that are always like done in like either like muted colors or just flat black and white, listening to Apollo. And I'm like, yo, what was happening in this young man's life when he was in middle school? Like,
Dude, what you didn't see is after the stream ends, the fucking playlist is just like Linkin Park, Linkin Park, Linkin Park, Linkin Park, Evanescence, Evanescence, Evanescence afterwards as he goes to bed.
fucking Breaking Benjamin.
3 Days Grace.
It flashes over to his Spotify Wrapped, and number one is Numb by
NCR.
Linkin Park.
Seether.
Rise Against.
Again, I am interested in this show, but this show does have to do a lot of work with these 5 to really make me like them a lot and kind of like get into them at this point.
This is the kind of
When
harm slop that I will
We have
fucking
Southern Rivers, I
destroy.
think, of kind of. Yeah, again, this probably be a fun thing to read.
Give me this
when it
in like a like
inevitably gets kicked off podcast because I don't think it's gonna
exactly,
happen.
or like or like give me the full season just to like binge. So I'll binge the fuck out of this kind of a show. It's funny
Yeah.
as hell.
Yeah.
Speaking as funny as hell, Austin, you're still here. You gotta talk more.
Wilson.
God damn it. All right, so the show doesn't really begin for there's a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing is the name of the show. So the show doesn't really begin, but like very much is the main character dies and gets reincarnated as this just kind of mid boss in the demon
Forgot it's a
Dark.
fucking isekai.
It's an isekai,
bro.
yeah,
Stop
it's
for
a-
minute.
So, hold on.
Hidden isekai.
What's really good about this is that they don't tell you it is, except there are moments where, like, for a while, it waits till, like, the middle of the episode to tell you.
feel it.
But no, there are things he says where you're like, this is a fucking isekai, dude. You're like, he's
No, worse
been
yet, it's a
isekai.
chun isekai.
Yes, he's a chun.
It's a
yes,
fucking
he's
it's,
a chuny.
it's a chun isekai, which is even more painful. But Austin, go ahead.
Also awesome.
It's great.
Too good.
And we have our Hiroyoki, who's now a mid boss, a mid bro in like the demon soul, and he keeps just gatekeeping the heroes party from ever getting to the demon king,
Yeah, he
beating the
does.
shit out of them, and then dragging their ass back to town instead of killing them. And and it's even to the point where the demon king is like, "Why the fuck aren't you killing these guys?" They're like, "No."
Oh, you know,
They're too weak, and I don't want to waste my time and effort, Lord.
And
and
it's
he
like,
goes, okay,
and
you gotta kill him this time. And he goes, damn, you guess you have to die.
yeah, Dan has to die. But like, as he's beating the shit out of the hero party over and over again, he's like, damn, the priestess in the party kind of cute though. And then eventually in the time at the point where he's like, well, now I have to kill them if I defeat them. He's like, yeah, if you just like leave her behind so I can talk to her, then you guys can go on ahead and I won't do anything. And so they fucking ditch her ass, and she's like standing all defiant. It's like, I fell in love with you at first sight, and she just flat out rejects his ass. He's like, bro, I don't know who the fuck you are, and so he gets really depressed. He's like, man, he's, I'm just sitting in this I've been sitting in this room for the last like however long. I don't even want to fight people. I used to be human myself, and they just make me fight. I also could just beat the Demon King, but that's also too much work, and because they would make me the Demon King, and that's not, I'm not about that life. And so after the heroes just annihilate the Demon King, she basically invites him to just live as a human and just like be more on and just be honest. And so he goes and like it basically just spends the rest of the episode just like meeting her up with her after the whole hero party parade bullshit and whatnot. Going to the mansion just and talking about like how he's just been like kind of climbing through the ranks and she doesn't really want him to climb up too fast, otherwise he'll get poached by another country or whatever. And he and just catching up, and he meets the mom who just kind of he kind of gets the mom's seal of approval. It's been, oh god, it's been a while since I've read this. So I'm trying to get my episodes in order.
This guy didn't even watch it. He just read the manga again.
Oh, shut up! I did watch it. And so the next episode, he encounters his former subordinates in a Dullahan, a harpy, and
A fairy.
pixie.
Yeah.
Pixie fairy. And so they also just decide to come back and live in human civilization, where the head maid, definitely not Hayasaka.
Dude.
Yeah,
Dude.
dude, it's
Every
crazy.
every
Definitely not
character in
Hayasaka.
this show is another character from another show.
Mistakes the harpy happiness as a training maid and just whisks her away. She's like, yeah, I guess I'm a maid now. And mom says all of this, like, you know, being the head priestess and marriage stuff and marriage offer stuff from like other people and stuff is like really taxing on her. Go take her out on a date and whatever. It'll be just like let her enjoy herself. So they have a fun time until they run into the hero and the magician from the hero's party who really wants to be with the hero, who also wants to be with the priestess, who is really stupid, extremely stupid, and basically causes a commotion because while they're all out in disguise by just taking off, you know, on Clark Kenting, and all the fanboys and fangirls are all just rushing over to them. And they also find the swordsman, who is like a really tall, just like, you know, rough looking guy, but he has like a really high pitched, like feminine voice. And he basically kind of becomes friends with the swordsman Raven, and is like, what the fuck is up with these guys to the hero and the magician, because the magician's like, yeah, you need to get with Cecilia so that the hero stops looking at the priestess, and looks at me instead. Even though you look like kind of boring. And he goes to back to the to Cecilia's home, where she's like burnt out after the commotion with the hero and stuff, and he runs into Raven, and Raven's like, I want to confess to somebody, and he's like, yeah, go ahead, like, live your dreams. Wait, if you're here, then that means no, it's not. He's not confessing to Cecilia. He's confessing to happiness, new harpy maid. and is relieved, but they clear up the misunderstanding throughout episode 3, where we also find out that the lazy guild master is married to definitely not Hayasaka. Yeah.
This show's a good time despite looking. So, like, the show visually actually doesn't look bad. It is just there are lots of moments where the animation's not good. Especially in the opening. Mainly in the first episode in the opening is where it's really bad. But, like, once
They
it
try to do
moves...
action things in the first episode.
Yeah, once it moves to the town and, like, the slice of life setting, the show actually looks good for most of the entire time, besides some of the faces looking wonky here or there. The show's just a nice, good time that I have fun with. I do recognize the show's not great. Like... on like a big level, the show's not anything incredible. But I enjoy these character interactions. I think they're a lot of fun. I just have I have a really good time with these characters.
Fun.
It's deceptively entertaining for sure. It kind of it dangles this little like political intrigue in there that you're like, oh wait, that's actually kind of okay.
Yeah, the geopolitical stuff's really cool.
Like, oh wait, that's actually kind of
really
fire. Wait a
appreciate
minute.
I don't think it does enough of it for me to have really picked up on it as an interesting thing. But like I feel like it's mentioned offhandedly once, and then we haven't really touched it because we're focusing on the character interactions. If it dives back into that, I'll be really interested in it.
Yeah, there was the one like really big segment where she's like, yeah,
When
you
she
know,
first,
if I
like,
get
has him
married,
over.
like,
Yeah.
He's like, well, if you become a big adventurer, then like people will be trying to go after you, and then like you'll become a pawn in wars and something, and then war will happen.
You're also
and
kind
then
of
he's like,
OP.
what the fuck? What is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
I just the comedy in the show does hit like really well sometimes, which is like half the battle for a lot of these shows. That makes like him being just a fucking nerd a lot more palatable.
Yeah. His Chudy stuff is legitimately so fucking funny.
He's like, I do it for the kids, I did it for the kids. Yeah, that's
For the kids.
I do it for the kids. Make those kids
so
happy. Yep,
good.
yep. I that was on purpose.
There's something
I meant to do that.
there's something about everybody in the heroes party having a quirk that like except for her, she's just kind of the goat. She's great. I want more of her. We didn't get enough of her from episode 3. But like I don't really care for Raven having a female voice. I think it's kind of a nothing character trait to like give a character, and we'll see if they do stuff with it that I think makes it enjoyable, but it feels very bare bones. I actually really like the fact that the party sorcerer that she just doesn't know people's names. The only person's name she's even remotely considered learning is the heroes. Everybody else she just refers to by what they do. I actually really like that bit. I find that very enjoyable and fun. I also think they do a really good job of making her a fairly obnoxious character who isn't too much. Like, she reins herself in enough that I'm like, you have an understanding.
She's toxic in a way that's funny.
Yes. She's acceptably toxic,
but not
correct.
in a way to just be toxic.
And she's also like, her toxic is not like, you can tell it's not intentionally toxic as a character. It's just her.
Yeah, like she has a personality.
Somebody you understand. Her toxic is caroxic.
Her personality is literally
Or
just someone who
Dave
causes problems. Like I like that she feels bad about leaving the priestess. I wish we got the follow-up of that in episode 3. I hope we actually do get to see the follow-up of it, of them having that conversation. There is yet to be a redeeming quality for this hero. It's probably gonna stay that way. Sometimes you don't need one.
That's okay. Sometimes you need a POS.
That's honestly
Hey,
fine. He's barely there anyways, so I don't.
And I think it's okay if it stays that way.
I think you need someone to hate in these shows. But God, it's so funny the way that he's just like, I could just be the boss, but like that's way too much work. It's not for
Why
me.
was the mid boss
wanna
harder than the
chill.
Demon King? I don't understand. Why did this happen to us? Like, imagine being this party.
How did you survive? I want to see the conversation afterwards. It's like, how did you survive? And it's like,
He let me go.
well,
Yeah.
better lucky than good. No, I beat him myself on my own, like a hero. Nothing else happened. He didn't try to go out with me. Nope. Where'd you guys hear that? What? No. That would be crazy.
He just ran off. Totally. 100%.
You guys didn't see him? I see that blasted hole in the wall? I just really strong magic. I'm really good.
This show also
But-
decides to be strangely dark for random reasons and just glosses over it real quick, which is nice of it to do. It also doesn't show it. But, like, the idea that he's just like, okay, it's time to be human. Wah! And then they do the implications.
Oh.
And they run it
Also,
back
you fucked
again.
all the Harpy
Yes, they
brothers?
run it back again with the Harpy, where they're like, dude, what the fuck did you do?
And I guess the pixie wings too. Like,
I think
ow!
those they can hide. The Dullahan we just fucking welded his
He
head
said-
on.
Like, this show does a good
I mean,
job.
we know he plucked the feathers because they literally said you did the one thing that's like the worst thing
Yeah.
imaginable and plucked her feathers. Why would you do that? And it's just
Yeah.
like they
That-
would kill her.
That was crazy. That was a crazy thing for this story to do and just gloss over. But
Oh, hey, but think of the bank they made off of it.
I do have a good time watching this show. I have fun. I have fun with it. Even though I don't think
Yeah.
it's anything incredible at all. But, like, I'll keep this around over stuff I don't
it's
like.
not. It's doubtful it's winning the season, but
Oh,
like,
this is
it's
definitely
a good space filler.
Definitely here for a good time, not a long time kind of show.
This is my back arrow of
Yeah,
the season.
for sure.
We'll see how far we see how far we can get it.
Fifth place, then let's go.
Bro, I could see it.
Don't we have like a pretty like track record of just like, well, it's not the greatest show, but
have
it'll
fun-
stick around that shoot, and
But
then like
it's better than
sticking around to
this.
fucking fifth, no, and then sticking around to fucking fifth place for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah. Other
Because
side.
it's gonna have
do
like
that a
one
lot.
episode in the middle, and we're just gonna be like, "That was the funniest shit I've seen in like 7 months, guys." And we can't vote it off this week. I know we agreed last week to vote it
Yeah.
off, but like,
Something good's gonna
Fuck
miss a
it.
week. Something good's gonna miss a week because of production issues. I'm gonna go, well, it's gotta die.
fuck it, get rid of
Yep,
Kunon. I guess I don't
unfortunate,
know.
but-
Fate
well.
Fate misses a week and it misses
My
like
ass
3
hasn't
weeks.
laughed that hard in 3 months. Get
never
rid of
know.
it.
Who am I still waiting on?
Where'd you post the voting?
In voting.
I think
In
I think I
the
clicked
the
the
voting.
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 My brain
Jesus.
clicked the voting tab. No, time out. I think I might have been selected on it or something when we joined the call because it like didn't light up, or I like clicked on it and didn't realize it, and just completely just was like, man, Sean hasn't posted the voting yet. That's so late.
Where do you post Sean, where do you post the voting? In the chat made for it. Oh, that's crazy actually. That's actually insane. I'm very surprised by that. I'm still waiting. This matters immensely actually. That's wild.
Oh.
I thought this was gonna be a unanimous thing.
Oh,
Sorry, I was typing.
I
a
wasn't.
thesis
I
statement.
wasn't convinced that it was going to be unanimous. I thought that
Well,
I thought that we might get like a 4 or a 3, but like I wasn't like entirely convinced that it was going to be unanimous.
I thought after
Bang.
look, I know what I voted, and I thought
Bang.
after my vote it was gonna be unanimous, but yeah, there we go. My vote actually, I'm actually okay with this because my vote prevents a 3-way wheel, which is crazy to say.
Boo. Boo. Imagine rooting for no wheel. Get this guy off the podcast.
Well, there's a show. I don't have a good way to talk about this besides the fact of I like Darwin Incident. Like I have it really high on my power ranking because I watched
We
it
know.
and I just really like I have a hard time trying to explain why I like it outside of the fact that I think I am just like not that I don't care about like any of the eco stuff, but that I'm like I watch that show, I'm like, okay, I will be interested to see in what direction you take your propaganda. Like, there is a level of me that's like, I've seen worse than this. Like, and I'm interested to see what kind of thing you're constructing. This, like, Darwin Incident is a more enjoyable, like, social commentary to me than Lazarus was. Like, they have very similar writing niches where I'm like, you're writing a really weird, like, pointed thing that I don't understand why you're doing right now. But like, I've enjoyed what I got out of Darwin Incident. I say this because, our voting pool right now is, full saves on Fate, Sentenced, Journal, Polar Opposites, Tamon's, and Hero's Party. And then it is 2 slays on Midnight Heart. And it is 3 on Moonlit Dusk and 3 on Darwin Incident. Kunon has 1.
There's also one on Kunon.
Yeah, there's 1 on Kunon.
Yeah.
I skimmed past that because I
Mason's like, I voted Kunon, thank you, Sean.
it's his
No.
show.
No.
That's crazy. He has it in top 4.
It's my show.
It wasn't me.
It's probably the guy that put it at the bottom of his rankings.
That's true.
no, it couldn't be that.
But there are 4 slays on Rollover and Die because I did put a slay on it because there are times where we talk about a show and as I talk about it I go, yeah, this show has problems and yeah, it's very clear some people don't like parts of it. Maybe this is a fine show to get off the podcast because I can probably watch this on my own time and enjoy whatever slop it is. I don't necessarily need to keep you all on board for it.
Whatever slop it is.
I mean, it is
Let's high
slop.
praise Sean
Look,
for a
it's
show you want to
fantasy
keep on
slop.
the
only thing
podcast.
that-
I voted it off.
The only thing that was making me want to
okay.
watch that show continuing is the spiral stuff and the inevitable watching Gene get tortured.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
He's gonna get
I don't know if I
fucking
wanted to
Because
watch
cooked.
that'll be great.
I do want to watch him get obliterated.
Yes.
Yeah, so Rollover and Die is going. You all have to watch another episode of Darwin Incident, and I have to watch another episode of Moonlit.
Monkey time.
Which is that those will be the shows. Those would be the shows to watch going into this for the next week. Which we have to figure that out because it is Super
I will
Bowl
say I'm
next
not
week.
like. Do we want to do 2 episodes for the 15th? 15th? Yeah.
It is an
or
option.
Just the.
We could.
16th. No,
It'd be 15th because we started this on the 1st. Yeah, it is now the 2nd.
Yeah, I forgot.
It's the reality.
Time.
I also looked out at the date and I went 15th. Wait a second, it's midnight.
Time. We can come back to that conversation once we're off the air.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Austin? About Moonlit? Was that what you were gonna talk about?
No, I was gonna say like I definitely put a slay on Darwin Incident, but like based on where like episode 3 left off, I'm not disappointed in having to watch episode 4 personally. So
Maybe it'll stop with the vegan
Yeah.
conversations. It's very possible. I feel like that is honestly like
Again,
a very secondary thing to it. Like I feel like it is way more in on the like the animal rights portion of the terrorism than it is on the vegan side. But we'll see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong.
We had a discussion about veganism at least once per episode, sometimes 2 to 3 times. It got a bit much.
See, I just liked when Charlie was epic Giga Chad on the fucking random dudes on the lunch
No,
table.
true.
I love
It's
when
great.
he just sits there silently and he goes, and I'm like, damn, he's just so fucking based actually.
also I'd shoot you guys. Fuck you guys.
A crazy line. We need
I
more
really
shows.
sat
that
up
are
when he
willing
said
to
that.
do it.
Went, excuse me, the fuck did you just say, Mr. Charlie?
Again, yeah, I think if they keep doing it, I think that there literally isn't another angle they could even come at this from. I feel like at this point, they've had Charlie talk to them again, and then his dad openly talk about the way he is about it. It's like there isn't another angle. Maybe if they keep talking about it, maybe I'll be like, okay, we can calm down. Because at that point, I feel like it'd be retreading on stuff they've already done.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
But
it's like Charlie, new hypothetical just dropped.
So if there was
hydrogen
one...
bomb, coughing baby.
So Charlie, would you, if there was a child inside of a steakhouse, would you blow it up because there's steak in there?
So if there were
Hypothetically,
5 fish on a railroad track, and you had the lever,
I really want
So-
my. I really
And
want.
the other side was
Hypothetically,
one human.
So there's, imagine if you will, there is one large man standing on a bridge above a railroad track.
One
And your
single.
options are. And
One
your option is
single
to either kill
solitary
him
snail.
And your options are to let the train go and hit him, or double it and give it to the next person.
Charlie, if I would offer you $1, would you take it or double and give it to the next guy?
You want $1?
No,
Or
Charlie, you can't just do
$2.
Charlie, I'm gonna offer you.
Next guy, Charlie.
I'm gonna offer you 10. There was $10,000. Every time I've talked to a person, I've either cut the amount in half or they've taken it. You now have the choice of $20, Charlie. Do you want to cut it in half or take the $20? And how do you feel about the people before you?
What do you think,
Double
Charlie? What do you
give it to the
think?
next
What do you think?
person.
Could be fun.
What did
Could be
those two?
fun.
What did the two guys from the cafeteria do? Oh, they cut the money, Charlie.
What about the rat? What did the rat do?
Charlie's gonna
That was a
walk
really
in. The
bad
fucking leader of
time
the
to take a
ALA
train.
is about to hit him with some stupid hypothetical. He's about to hit him with some Charlie.
It's gonna be Charlie's gonna
if
be
you will.
in the room about to
A
kill these
circle.
guys, and the boys are gonna come around the corner like, "Yo, Charlie, buddy, I just thought of something."
Charlie's gonna look at
Ask
the
you."
ALA and go, you know what? Maybe terrorism is no. Never mind. We're not running that bit at the end of the podcast.
Podcast is
Anyway,
Everybody
I
really
decided we're not doing
and
that.
This week, we'll see you next week to talk more about not doing terrorism.
Winter 2026.